Y'all, I am so tired. But I got a message that there's new text messages. And I'm like, what? What new text messages? Okay, I'll look. But where is it? Where's Carol? Oh, there's Carol. Where are these new text messages? I'm so tired. But I was like, oh, okay. I see it. Oh, wow, JB. Oh, ow, oh, JB. This is JB. Okay, JB. Henny Grace is JB, okay. So Henny Grace is JB for anyone who's wondering who Henny Grace is and why I was like, "Ooh, JB." But JB's so upset. This is probably
I
the most
know,
upset I've ever seen JB.
I know. That's why
I
I
was
was
like,
like,
"Oh,
someone wake up.
JB." So I really
Someone
am
wake
so
up.
I am so tired. But Jenny so Henny Grace, which is the owner, this means this came from Justin Baldoni's like whatever, because again, Henny Grace is the what do you call it? Alias of Justin
Mhm.
Baldoni when he well, it's not his alias anymore when he goes to hotels. He'll have to he'll have to change it now.
Yes.
But but JB goes, what the hell is this?
Yes.
JB, no way.
Do you
Really?
want to do you want to
Sony?
do you want to read it like you read one and I read the other one?
What, there's another one?
Like I'll read Jennifer Abel's and yeah, I'm about to post the other ones, but I need a little bit to post it. I need a
Okay, well, okay, this is I'm just you mean you want to read Jen Abel's words?
Yeah, yeah. Do you want to
Okay,
like
so I'll be JB.
Okay, so guys, we're gonna read the new drop, which is docket 936
-3 is the
dash
last.
3, and then we'll post it on docket updates. But for now, I'm reading with Bocce, so
Okay, so it starts off with Henny Grace, who is Justin Baldoni.
give me one
Uh,
second to load it, or I can read it. Okay, all right.
okay, so this again, Henny Grace equals Justin Baldoni.
And he's actually upset, guys.
He's
Finally,
actually upset. It's rare for us to see Justin Baldoni this mad, but he is mad. And he said, "What the hell is this?" And I know people are, "I'll Phoebe you," but I mean, really, really, Sony.
mm.
And then he provides the link to the Hollywood Reporter.
Oh, I have it up.
It ends with us movie Blake Lively, and Justin goes, "This is all wrong." We got her,
Oh,
folks. I mean, that's why I'm like, is hell considered a swear word? I don't know. Maybe it depends.
I don't
um,
think so.
I don't think so. I mean, but I don't know. So here I don't know why. Here's the thing. I always go like if I think language is like yeah. Why Henny Grace? I don't know.
That's the article, guys.
Well, I'm a religious person, but I don't know why I don't necessarily think that is. Um, it ends with us. Sony chief praises Blake Lively, advancing the conversation around domestic violence. I remember that, and totally was shooketh. At the, I was like, who are they gaslighting? Do we not have our own eyes and ears? When has she ever advanced the conversation on domestic violence aside from her doing this movie?
And
And then
this,
she
oh,
and even Chris had said that he got bamboozled. Well, he didn't say he got bamboozled, but he said the reason he wanted to watch It Ends With Us was that he just thought it looked funny and fun. So great job, Blake Lively. Way to bait and switch, people. Anyways, we can read that a little bit later.
yeah, wait. I just wanted to show people where the link
Oh
was.
no, no, I love it, and I think we should read it for context purposes after there. Okay. And okay, y'all, and also just because I make my own decisions on what language I say, I am always people are free to speak how they want to speak in my presence. I am not personally offended.
Oh, I
Um,
don't cuss either, so okay.
so just okay. So Henny Gray says, which is Justin Baldoni, this is all wrong. And they didn't buy the rights to produce the film. They didn't produce the film. This is a blatant lie about her advancing domestic violence convos. And then he does a screenshot. So this must be an important screenshot to him. And it says, "I think that you're so much and not okay. I'm sorry, and not to minimize it, but you're so much more than a survivor or just a victim. While that is a huge thing, you are a person of multitudes, and what someone has done to you doesn't define you. You define you. Way to go! You define you." Sorry. Hoover has always said the same of her book. Sony is fully in sync with Lively. Blake, Colleen, and so many women put so much effort into this remarkable movie, working selflessly from the start to ensure that such an important subject matter was handled with care. Audiences love the movie. Blake's passion and commitment to advancing the conversation around domestic violence is commendable. Sony Pictures Entertainment Chair CEO Tony Vinciquerra told The Hollywood Reporter, "We love working with Blake, and we want to do 12 more movies with her." Okay, your turn, Jennifer Abel.
Yes. Sorry.
It's new text messages, Sunshine Scaries. It is docket number 936-3.
Okay, so it's complete BS. We alerted The Hollywood Reporter approximately 5 minutes. Oh, we were alerted by The Hollywood Reporter approximately 5 minutes before going live. There are many things here that need adjusting. But taking a step back, the fan uprising against this piece is starting to swell. This will backfire.
She ain't wrong.
Yep. And then she posted a link to the X post as well.
Did you have that X post?
Yes, I do.
Okay, let's show them.
Okay, so this is the post. It ends with us. Sony chief praises Blake Lively for advocating for domestic violence, but the reason she linked it is because the comments
say?
Well, that's one way to put it. Like,
I love people with their zingers.
I was like,
that's one way to put it.
Blake has done nothing but promote her husband's film and her own product line. She has made no mention of domestic violence until yesterday, after the backlash she received on social media. On her story, no less, it's already gone. She's not even talking about it. She's selling the movie as a rom-com.
And so, I love people holding their foot to the. Honestly, Karol, this is. I want you to keep reading them because they're hilarious. But also, this is just such a new age of PR world, right? Yeah. They think that they can manipulate us by having these Hollywood Reporters. People are like, are you really seriously trying to gaslight us? Please. Yes. Okay, continue. What are some more of the comments?
So Ryan Reynolds made some calls with the little smirk face. It's like you spelled Justin Baldoni wrong.
I love that.
It says clearly the 8 billion people on this planet missed the conversation because all I heard was how we should all bring our girls and florals. Oh, and don't forget about Blake's new hair care line and pick up some Betty Buzz from your local liquor store.
And then wouldn't that be Betty Booze? But that's okay. Let me go. Continue.
And then reading the comments, I don't think Sony fooled anybody, Blake.
I bet you would get an email from her begging him to say something. Please say something.
Oh my gosh.
I was sleeping, Nina, but this is importante. Continue.
This is atrocious and gaslights all the victims.
Exactly.
F you guys, do better, way better. The fact that instead of promoting a movie with a very deep topic, in parentheses, DV, she was using press tour to plug her hair care brand is absolutely disgusting and shameful.
Mm-hmm.
And someone said, by doing what? Wearing Britney Spears' gown?
Oh my word. The sad part about this we got to continue talking about the actual text messages, but I'm telling you, we're going like there's such gold in this thing. I have a feeling we could keep going and going and going, and it would still have more.
Oh my god, this one. Was this before or after or during her red carpet fun fest with Deadpool Squad? All I've seen her do is give herself her own flowers for this movie. Not a peep about DV.
Mm-hmm. Can we make sure that is there a way to save all of these comments before Blake Lively tries to take it down?
Let's see. I could do a screenshot of everything that's on this page.
Yes, or even a screen record.
Yeah. It does a full scan of the whole page.
Ooh, look at you, fancy.
I'll put it in the same post, guys. I'll add this.
Word, yes, please.
I'll put this load, and I'll have to edit that to make it where you guys can read it. But I just wanted to save it.
Yes, please.
And I
will read that just to get a laugh.
And then I'll put these links on. Let me see if I can add it to the PDF themselves, so you guys can click on it. Let me find a way to do that. But yeah, these are really funny. Yeah, there's like 1,000 more posts about this. So I think that's why Jennifer Abel posts this on there, because she's showing Justin that it's not going well in the comment section.
Sparkling through, reading document number 936-3. There's more new text messages. And honestly, again, this is what I'm trying to drive at. They believe this was always about the takeover. Always. Like, all of this conversation, this is not about sexual harassment. Like, the Blake Lively supporters are saying that's a sideshow. This takeover, sideshow. The real thing is the sexual harassment. But if it was, why did everybody talk about the takeover and only Blake Lively surprised everyone with a doozy of a sexual harassment? Okay.
Yes.
So,
okay.
If you can continue.
Okay, so then Jennifer Abel shares the X. Now it's back to you.
Okay, so Justin Baldoni, who is Henny Grace, says, oh, sorry. This makes me remember. Hi, Ryan. It's me, Les. But anyways, hi, I'm Sony, and I'm going to cozy up to Ryan and erase Justin. Let the fans handle, I guess. It's just crazy. Sony has no spine. And yet, as Jamie says, they are doing their job. See, even this is so the epitome. This is like, Justin is me and I am Justin, because I could be so mad at somebody. I'd be like, oh, Sony has no spine, but they are just doing their job. And it's like I want to be mad completely. And I can hear this in Justin, right? You're so mad that Sony has no spine. And yet you're like, but they're doing their job.
Oh yeah, guys, I just purchased the stuff, so you'll see it on Court Listener too. I'm still posting it to the website. Sorry, I can't. I'm not really great at multitasking, so sorry. But we will get to those text messages. Someone said that there's calling text messages in here.
Oh, I'm so excited. Let's keep going.
Okay. So then Jennifer Abel replies, I think we should collectively discuss our options here. Let's chat tomorrow. Personally, I have a late breakfast meeting at 10 a.m. and then a call at 11:30 that I can't move, but we should block out time. We can connect and regroup about this and everything now that you're back.
So JB says, morning is good before that. I have nothing, just kids here. I'm sure I'll be up early with jet lag.
While this caught everyone off guard and feels horrible to have them take such a stand like this, I do feel like this will backfire and not change the position we are in at all. If anything, it has turned the internet even more against Blake and Ryan because they have seen the press firsthand.
100%. Oh, sorry. Justin says, I'd like to have a team call anyways.
Okay, yes, we can chat in the AM and can regroup later in the afternoon as well. Let's touch base early AM and set a call since some are on ET.
Yeah, Eastern Standard Time.
Yeah, Eastern Time.
Now, JB, I'm not an emoji person, so I have no clue what that first emoji is, but there's a heart and then like fist pump like this. But what's that first
High
one?
five, heart.
Oh,
and
high five, heart, and then fist pump, and then says thanks and night all, appreciate you. That was the worst. He got mad.
Yes. Okay,
Okay,
so
hold on. I'll be
wait,
Jamie now.
is Raven in the chat? She said she was coming. So
Oh,
she
I don't
can
know. But
Okay.
I'll be Jamie. I'll be Jamie and Justin. Okay, so
Okay, go
I'm
for it.
Jamie now, and then you're gonna be.
Go for it.
So Jamie says, I spoke with Justin. Here's my honest thoughts. No, it's not perfect. There is some misinformation here for sure. And yet, I see this as a win. Let her be praised by Sony. Who cares? It's not a bullet at us. Finally, there's an article that is not directed at Justin. And who knows, maybe Blake and Ryan forced Sony to put something out on their behalf. They totally did. Even if they did it on their own volition, who cares? The industry knows the truth. Oh, the industry, not just them. They said the industry. The industry knows the truth. We know the truth. Whether or not 12 or 100 fans read that and believe it, it does not matter. As I've said many times, Sony's job is to promote the movie and to make as much money as they can. That's the only reason why we partner with them, and they are doing just that. I don't expect them to be any different than who they have always been and who they are. And the fact that they are cozying up to Blake also makes sense, if they are even doing that. They are a business that is protecting their own bottom line. What Wayfarer stands for is what Wayfarer stands for, and I don't expect anyone else to. If we can get some things corrected, great. If not, who cares? And honestly, I don't care who Sony nestles up to, as long as they can put out a movie of ours and make money so that we can be Wayfarer and do what we do, then I'm good. Let's not lose sight of the big picture. Right now, that's keeping bullets away from you, Justin, away from me and away from Wayfarer. And if that comes at the expense of her being praised, then so be it. And that is the win. And yet, I get it's frustrating.
Jennifer Abel loved that post and said, well said.
Okay, so then Justin provides this TikTok. What is the TikTok there, Karol?
That's a good question. Let me pull it up, guys.
I do not know how Blake Lively supporters are going to spin this. I'm sure they will. But there is no way around it.
Okay,
There's
here's
no way around it. The sexual harassment allegations was an afterthought by Blake Lively.
It's Shameless Podcast. Hold on. I'm going to put all these links on the docket updates, guys. Okay.
TikTok feed. I wasn't expecting what ended up happening. Now, a really quick bit of context. I found a comment on TikTok. I fear the director thought more about the text than the author ever did. And my point in this TikTok was really, how much do we hate women? Colleen Hoover wrote this book about domestic violence because she grew up in a domestically violent household and assume that the man involved in the project must know more about it than the woman who has direct lived experience.
The man understands the topic better than the woman who wrote 100,000 words on it.
Correct. I wasn't expecting the fury.
We got, 100 comments in half an hour?
And it only had like 8,500 views. It was so intense. And so we ended up having to turn the comments off because they were just getting so aggressive. Support for Justin Baldoni started to feel so feverish and so intense that a massive part of me started to think that it couldn't possibly be real.
I think we were looking at it, thinking to ourselves, something about this feels artificial.
Yeah. Now, you might be thinking, oh my God, are they about to put their tinfoil hats on? And part of me will say yes, but part of me will say no, because I don't think this is a tinfoil hat at all. Earlier this year, we listened to a podcast called Who Trolled Amber by Tortoise Media. It's an incredible show, but it also terrified me. And it completely changed how I consume media. It was in that podcast that we learned that there was algorithm or social media interference when the Depp versus Heard trial was on in favor of Johnny Depp.
It was a bot campaign.
Once I started to consider that in the context of this story, I started to feel like maybe there was some social media interference going on, because I've never seen such a whitewash of a conversation.
Even when you see murderers on trial on TikTok, there's 20% of people in the comment section defending them, and yet this felt 99-1.
Yeah.
That says more about Blake Lively than anything else.
It became even more interesting when the Hollywood Reporter published an article today with the title, Justin Baldoni hires crisis PR veteran amid alleged it ends with us rift. And the stand first read, the director and star has retained the services of Melissa Nathan,
Okay, it's
who
related, right?
represented Johnny Depp during the Amber
Or is
Heard
this still the same thing?
I think they do like a little reclip, like you know how they start off their video with the main punchline.
Yeah. So I just want to say that they did not. He's not promoting this. Okay, hold on, y'all. Can you continue? Can you hold on not reading, because I need to give a present to somebody.
Okay.
I'll be back in a second. But they're not.
Oh, she cut off.
They're not what? Oh.
Oh, I know. Oh, I thought I had turned off my camera. I did not.
It says it froze. Bachi's adorable.
Technical difficulties, guys.
Okay, sorry, y'all. I'm just like running around ragged. So my friend's 1-year-old had his birthday, and so I was like, my whole point to the person was like, no, that's not a promotion. That's not a promotion of the clip. I think Justin was like, are we doing anything? Oh, they're actually here. Okay, hold on. Hold on.
Girl,
You can turn off your camera.
Yeah. Where?
Guys,
Oh,
pause.
you're there. Where are y'all?
What's the big news?
Oh, there you go.
Okay, the docket is docket 936. Sorry, guys, I'm adding it right now. Raven, if you could just recap people where we're at, and then that way I can type this up real
okay,
quick.
so we are at the bottom of page 5 of 35 in document 936, exhibit 3. So 936.3. And I am only just getting caught up with where we are in terms of what they've just read. But they just played the TikTok that is cited at the bottom of that conversation. So yeah, this is just stuff that has been updated as of today. And let's see. Actually, let me process this really quick.
Let's see, 936. Metadata says 2025. Tiny, what are you talking about? You said there's big news. The metadata says 925. Can you clarify? Oh, see exhibit 2. Okay. Raven, are you by a computer that you can pull that up and read it for the people while I keep posting so that people can see everything?
Okay, so I'm adding a file to my own collection at the moment, but then I'll go straight there. So 936.2. And let me, okay, so, oh, why does this say?
Oh my word. Y'all, I'm so excited. I keep reading stuff about like the text messages. Colleen's the 30 point. So, okay.
Did you make sense?
Bachi was right. You were right.
What was I right about?
Because you said they're saying you called it.
What did I call?
Hold on, I'm scrolling. About the 30-point document.
What about it?
Being materialized after the meeting with Bradley Cooper. Is that what we're saying?
Oh! Yes! Yes!
Okay.
Yes!
Whoa. Oh my gosh.
Yes! Oh my worst thinking! I knew it! Because, my word, if this is the case, if you are right, if you are telling me, that really means, it's because I was like, why would they want that day to be, why would you call the Paps that day?
Right.
It's because you're doing something big that's supposed to be coming back at them.
Open your cam. What do you guys mean open your cam? Can we start over? Okay, guys, there's just a really big drop of unsealing. It is docket 936. We're posting it on docketupdates.com for you guys right now. And we're reading the text messages and we're going through it. And some of you guys already got ahead of us on some of the emails. Oh, Bocce's cam is on. Okay, can you guys see Bocce now? She turned her camera back on.
Sorry, y'all. Maybe it was when I was freaking out and I was laying down from screaming at the fact that y'all said I was on point.
Okay, what happened? So what happened is there's been new emails that his team has shared to, wait, is that JB's attorney? Samantha Butler? No, Summer Benson?
For some reason, I can't see you, Bocce.
Can you see me?
I can see you.
Can you see me? I see you. Can you see me?
I can hear, can't see. Can you guys jump right out and come back in?
Okay. Y'all,
Okay.
my heart is palpitating. I'm so sorry I'm so excited for this. I can't even function. So can we get to it?
Okay. Just a really big recap. We're going to try not to deviate from the conversation. We need to get through the documents. We're going to finish reading the text messages and let's go.
Are we restarting?
No. I think we just pick it up where we were at.
Okay. So JB shares that text, and then he shared that. He shared that TikTok where they're claiming that it has to be bot activity. Then Justin says, "Are we? Are we doing anything to influence this stuff, or is this real people helping and coming to my defense?" Karol.
No bots, no fake accounts, none of that. Real people coming to your defense. Trust, it's astounding to see the enormous outpouring of support, but it's 100% real.
And Justin says, people are thinking it's us. And watch that video. Just want to be mindful of a swell turning, but you guys know this game and I've never been involved in anything before.
Yeah, we saw and flagged that earlier. And of course, there are people who speculate and discuss and poke holes, and that's how they make a living on the internet. The minority may feel loud, as we have discussed, but it's still the minority. Yes, we are keeping eyes on all of it, and yet let's not be dissuaded by the 10%. We know there will be people who fan the fire from the east, but if the majority are speaking from the west, then dang it, let's live in the west and simply keep an eye on the east. Yes, I am now a poet. Also, it's late on the East Coast, and we probably keeping people up. Let's go dark. And he has a heart and a high five.
Can we just pause on how much I love Jamie Heath? I'm so sorry.
Yeah.
Raven, you read Jamie Heath, so it doesn't confuse
Jamie Heath is a
okay.
TikTok.
Okay. And Jamie Heath shares a TikTok. Let me just find it.
Okay.
It looks... Oh, okay.
Well,
Never mind.
What if Raven is Melissa?
Melissa. Yeah. Raven is Melissa. Okay, yeah, because Bocce was reading Jamie Heath.
I was Jamie and Justin.
Yes.
So am I both Jamie and Melissa, or?
No, you're just Melissa.
I'm Jamie and Justin, and you are Jennifer.
It's DJ Go Hungry.
Jennifer.
It's DJ Go Hungry. Or I don't know if I'm saying it right.
Oh, yeah. Hungry Human.
I don't know who that is.
DJ Hungry Human.
Possible to ignore. Anyways,
there were basically
I am the new in style intern.
Sorry.
This just keeps getting better and better. And by better and better, I mean Blake keeps looking worse and worse, which I find to be hilarious because she's terrible. I've always known she's terrible. As soon as she linked up with Ryan, it became impossible to ignore. Anyways, there were basically 2 incidents that she's outlining. Spoiler alert, both of them are absurd. The first incident talks about how he had to lift her in a scene. And he has a bad back. He has a history of back problems. And before lifting her, he went to his on-set trainer and asked how much she weighed and how he could train to protect his back from injury. What a monster. Blake later about Justin's comments and felt he fat-shamed her. Like, insecure much. I don't know. Regardless of how much I weighed, I don't think that I would be offended that somebody who had to lift me might want to lift me in a way that didn't re-injure their back. But that's me. And we already know from this press tour that Blake is completely unprofessional.
Is there a way to watch this in 2 times speed?
So the second incident is not surprising.
No,
this
actually not on
when
here.
they were engaging in a kissing scene.
Let me try, hold on.
Blake felt he lingered longer than he should have with the kiss.
I mean, is there any way to put these videos on your website?
Yeah, I'm going to put them on the website.
Okay, because I really am so hungry for their actual text. Also, Blue Sky, just letting you know, they're sharing TikToks because they're just like us. Okay, so they're seeing these TikToks, which really like gives me hope that someday they have seen my stuff if they have not seen my stuff yet. I hope they have. Okay, so Jennifer Abel.
Oh, yes. Give me just 1 second. Okay. System message. Okay. Morning team. Sorry for the early text from the West Coast folks. Adding Matthew here as well, as he has also been integral to monitoring everything. Just touching base about getting a quick Zoom this morning to realign on everything and discuss next steps. Would 8:30 Pacific Standard Time work for everyone?
It doesn't work for me, I'm afraid, because I'm already on site for this project I'm doing. But please go ahead without me, and when I'm finished, probably around 2 p.m. my time, I will chat. But I'm on text. It drops a Cosmopolitan article. These stories are making her look even more unhinged. Have you received any overnight requests for comments?
None. You?
None.
And then Justin Baldoni said, I'm a little more concerned about these TikToks claiming they know information, and there are some dark, disturbing stories about me that are going to break as they're getting DMs. And the only way that would be happening if there are lies. Oh, Jenna, you cedar. You little cedar. You little leader. You got so played by Blake Lively's camp. You got played. You got played, Jenna. You got played. Played. No wonder you deleted your Substack post. Anyway, what time works? Oh, you want me to read it again? He said, I'm a little more concerned about these TikToks claiming they know information, and there are some dark, disturbing stories about me that are going to break as they're getting DMs. And the only way that would be happening if there are lies.
Okay, we'll keep reading.
So what time works? I'd like us all on if possible. We haven't had a regroup.
Go ahead, Raven.
I personally am not concerned about this because we all know there are no dark and disturbing stories. It's just socials acting exactly how they always act in any situation. They want more clicks, they want more views, and at the end of the day, they will all be regurgitating complete rubbish. And referencing the Australian podcast you saw, that's complete garbage. I can tell you, hand on my heart, there was 4 human women working on that trial, and I was one of them. Not one Russian bot in sight. It's actually very similar to what you're having right now. The outpouring of love and support being weaponized against you by her side because it can't be true.
And JB loved that comment, and said, I appreciate you walking me through this and holding my questions is all a first for me.
Which is even more reason we are on your side because you have never had one issue before.
And then Jennifer Abel liked that comment. And it says, and why the internet is too. It's not bots. If I see that narrative one more time, I'm unleashing the Harvey article.
Oh, Katie laughed and I laughed. Let's say that. So Justin Baldoni said, is there any way that we could do earlier, Jen? We are all up here with jet lag, and Emily wanted to go have a tea and a croissant at the Duchess at around 8:30. Aw, thinking about his wife. Because, I mean, Blake Lively doesn't think that that's real. She hates it. She hates every time he brings up his wife. Yeah, he doesn't really love his wife. It's all fake.
Okay, keep also Jennifer Abel. Oh, I love that. I can do 8 a.m., but I know the whole tag team isn't available, so we can do us and Katie and Bree, and then reconnect later in the afternoon when Melissa is available. Does that work? Jamie, does that work?
Sure. And then Justin says, good.
Katie, are you able to send a Zoom? Sorry, I'm picking on you because you're Eastern Standard Time.
Who's going to be
Katie?
Katie?
Says, me. Of course. Katie says, of course, and no problem. Sending an invite in Zoom now for 8 a.m. Pacific Standard Time and 11 a.m. Eastern Standard Time. And then Jennifer loved that comment. Katie, including the Zoom here as well for quick access. This is Jennifer. A peace offering from People Magazine. And it's another Instagram story that she shares. And then Katie says, this is huge.
Okay, you're going to be Brianna Raven when we get there. Justice says, people have been pretty terrible. Nice to see them post it. My dad posted it a few days ago. But of course, it was much more about Blake.
Yes, for sure. Oh, I flagged this to Elizabeth yesterday.
Yeah, I think she felt the pressure after our call last night. Wink face. Can we have a digital boost this interview? Raven?
Sorry, I was just trying to process what that meant. Okay. Yes, for sure. It was a very strong teamwork call at 11 p.m.
And Jennifer Abel laughed.
And then Justin says, from Claire Wineland mom. Who's that? Hi there. Is there anything we can do at Claire's place to help? And Justin says, from a friend / my trainer. The one that helped out in the movie? Justin Baldoni said, this to me feels like a post or something to amplify. And then Justin also gave another Instagram post. And I said, I even talk about the new cycle and clickbait.
Definitely. Let's boost this AP piece.
Should I reshare on my stories and TikTok as a feed post?
Brianna?
Sorry, I have to... Okay, this video is great and we have pushed it out digitally. In terms of you posting it yourself, I would avoid resharing anything that's essentially a response to negative feedback, as caption here is, response to critics who say film glorifies DV. I think these next few days regarding what you post on your personal channels, we should focus more on the positive feedback, responses, continuing to highlight the themes of the film, etc. Also, the Brandon people piece is blowing up online, getting traction and reception. Or getting great.
Great, thanks. Amplify and then TikTok. All these fan videos I make for people are starting to come back to help me. And then there's all these TikToks. Melissa, here is your friend. And then does he put a middle finger up in emoji? Is that a middle finger?
No,
up,
it looks like a pointer.
Oh, it's a pointer. Okay, I was like, yeah. Justin, I've never seen you this mad. Okay, it's a pointer, and then what?
Wait, maybe not.
No, it does look like this. That little finger that goes like this, that you're pointing up. Like,
okay.
Because it has a monkey with its like covering its ears, and he says,
"Oh, like here is your friend." Okay.
Yes, yeah. I think that's like
Melissa.
That.
Here is your friend.
Oh, because it looks like whatever they're pointing at the TikTok.
Yes.
Mm-hmm. Okay. So yes, but she's also giving you some good shout outs as well. She's doing both. She said she had no choice because she's inundated.
Wait a second, guys. The texts are from August 15th. Okay. Sorry, the question was there. We're reading the text right now. It's docket 936-3. It's from August 15th. I'll let you guys know if it changes time frame. Go for it.
Okay. Okay, so then Justin says, yeah, it seems a bit biased to me, but I'm also sensitive. Colleen just texted this to us. Oh, are we getting to Colleen stuff? Okay, Colleen just texted this to us. First time we've heard from her. Can someone please send Jamie the actual context of what I said so he can respond to Colleen? This should be on video recorded from the rap. I never said I changed his fate. I said I didn't want to see him at the end of the movie, as it was too complicated to explain how he was co-parenting and would draw too many people in, and she agreed. This has nothing to do with the book, and we don't control the rap and their headlines, just as we don't control all the negative and untrue things she and Blake have been saying about me and the controversy they created. We haven't leaked anything, and we've taken the high road the whole time, even after she betrayed me and ghosted me. And then it shows, okay, thank you, pulling up. And then it said, this is a lie. Please delete it. Okay. It ends with us ending explained why Justin Baldoni changed Ryle's fate. Okay, maybe this is the text messages we were trying to look for. And said, this is a lie. Please delete it. It does nothing but fuel the fire of what they're saying about me. If this were true, you wouldn't have asked me numerous times about Ryle's role in book 2. I have kept quiet, but this is just mean. So somebody was running something, and then they were like, whoa, we were not, if you read, okay, so he was like, if you read the quote, that is not what I said. Okay, all right, let's go. Jennifer Abel.
Jamie and I spoke. They are deleting the post. Take this opportunity, open up the dialogue with her, apologize, communicate that if you read the interview, it doesn't mean he's cut off of the sequel, but it was a decision of how to end the film. You explain it all in the quotes within. Use this opportunity to connect with her and commiserate with what she's going through and how you care about her and how that hasn't changed even when she turned her back on you and left you to fend for yourself. She is getting a ton of hate and backlash from the DV community. The post has been deleted. You can say that you have done nothing but honor her and her book, and you want to have a conversation and you miss the relationship you had, blah, blah, blah.
Can we please have our regroup with everybody, including Melissa? I'm sorry I don't have the capacity just right now in this moment to be the bigger person and to do that. You have to remember that it was her betrayal that landed me in the hospital. It's been devastating to me. This message makes my blood boil. Oh, Colleen! Colleen! You have
and I made the right
escaped me
decision
for so stinking long.
And that's why we didn't go see the movie, guys. That's why.
My heart is palpitating right now. Okay, Colleen Judas Hoover. Okay, no. Jennifer Abel.
Fully understand and respect that. Jamie is working through a response. Instead of thinking of this as an olive branch, this is a tactical art of war approach. If Colleen came around and is willing to put up lines of communication, that would be a massive message to the world that this issue solely relates to Blake and not at all of the women, and not to all of the women.
Yeah. And it's Colleen that landed him in the hospital, he said. So Justin says, can we all talk? I believe this was when Melissa was available.
I'm available. I'll let the team chime in. Matthew Mitchell says available as well whenever we can get on.
Then Katie. Who's Katie?
Raven. Oh, no, me. Happy to connect. We'll see if Brianna and Melissa are available as well.
Why do you give Katie the upbeat tone? I mean, that girl back talking people. She's kind of mean.
I'll give her a...
Just kidding.
I'll give her a more sad one.
Justin says, I'm going to dictate something. Jamie, add this to your text. Message back to her in any part that you want. But this is just what I need to say. Justin is not out to hurt anybody. And there hasn't been one lie that has come out of his mouth. All he's been doing is singing the praises of you and everybody else and sticking to the message of the movie, which you knew he cared about from the beginning. He asked you about the second book to understand the trajectory of Ryle's character as he was developing the script, which you also understood as he included you. on that decision. The above headline is taken completely out of context, but that is not our doing, as there is a PR war going on, and we are the ones that are not leaking anything or trying to destroy anybody. This entire situation was set up to be a smear campaign against Justin, and it clearly backfired. Justin didn't want any of this, as he's loved and adored you for 5 years. Oh my word, I'm so mad. If you actually read the interview, you'll see he says exactly as it happened, which was a decision that you also supported. It had nothing to do with the second book, or not wanting to be part of it as an actor, or changing Ryle's fate. It had everything to do with, after seeing an edit of the movie, realizing that we did not need to open up a can of worms and show an abuser co-parenting without showing all of the necessary work that had to happen to make that possible. You also know this, as he involved you every step of the way. Wayfarer is also not talking and are not firing back. We are continually speaking highly of everyone. We did not ask to be in the situation. This was all created and easily could have been avoided. I'm here and ready. Okay, stop. Stop. I am about to owe Chris $1,000. I'm about to owe Chris 1,000 stinking dollars. And you know what? It's the best $1,000 I'm going to spend. Because this lady just got cut at the knees, okay? She just got cut on the knees. The stinking liar that she is, and we knew she was a stinking liar from the get-go. These stinking liars.
Quick recap for those that
owe Chris $1,000, but I don't even care.
Guys, we got to do a quick recap. I'm on the verge of tears here. I don't know if I'm being dramatic. But I'm super, super sad.
No. This was betrayal on betrayal.
I will say this. People want me to repeat that text. Is it okay, or do you want to do your recap first?
Let's just do the recap, because there's a lot of people that just joined. Then we'll let Bocce read the text message one more time. Guys, this is the latest dropping.
Yes, JB.
On the docket, 9:36. We're reading the text messages. We haven't got into any other exhibit. There's a lot more. There's 9. We've only done one reading, and we're like halfway through. There's 35 pages. We're on page 15. And it's just text messages between Jamie Heath, Justin Baldoni, Katie Case, Matthew Mitchell. Oh my God, no, Raven, are you reading forward? Okay. And the recap is essentially that Justin has done everything to include Colleen in the script, in how she wanted to portray the story, and that apparently they didn't like how they didn't go into detail about Justin's role co-parenting with Lily, because he didn't feel like that would do it justice, to not show that whole story. So Bocce's going to read the message again, right? You want to read it one more time?
Yes.
But essentially he's outlining how everyone's betrayed him, not only Sony, but like Sony's putting out stuff. Jamie said, look, just let Sony be Sony. We knew who they were. We knew who they were when we started working with them. We just didn't know that they were going to bend the knee at Ryan and Blake's press, that they had no spine and that they were going to bend the knee. But they did. And as long as they keep pushing the movie and they do what the partnership is meant to do, then that's it. We got to let them do it. And so they're just trying to figure out how to respond. And Colleen had just texted Justin to delete a post that he had no control over. She's essentially threatening, and she had ghosted him. And that was the message that relived, made this alive. And they're asking Justin to take the high road one more time. But Justin's like, no, Colleen's betrayal landed me in the hospital. That is, yeah.
Okay, so I'm going to reread this, y'all. And the amount of anger coursing through my body right now, I cannot express. So I'm going to try to get through it. But they're such stinking liars. Okay. So Justin Baldoni says, I'm going to dictate something. Jamie, add this to your text message back to her in any part that you want. But this is just what I need to say. Yes, it's a text to Colleen. that it's what he wanted to share to Colleen, and he said basically, you choose what you want to say. Justin is not out to hurt anybody, and there hasn't been one lie that has come out of his mouth. All he's been doing is singing the praises of you and everybody else and sticking to the message of the movie, which you knew he cared about from the beginning. He asked you about the second book to understand the trajectory of Ryle's character as he was developing the script, which you also understood as he included you on that decision. The above headline is taken completely out of context, but that is not our doing, as there is a PR war going on, and we are the ones that are not leaking anything or trying to destroy anybody. This entire situation was set up to be a smear campaign against Justin, and it clearly backfired. Justin didn't want any of this, as he's loved and adored you for 5 years. If you actually read the interview, you'll see he says exactly as it happened, which was a decision that you also supported. It had nothing to do with the second book or not wanting to be part of it as an actor or changing Ryle's fate. It had everything to do with, after seeing an edit of the movie, realizing that we did not need to open up a can of worms and show an abuser co-parenting without showing all of the necessary work that had to happen to make that possible. You also know this as he involved you every step of the way. Wayfair is also not talking and are not firing back. We are continually speaking highly of everyone. We did not ask you to be in that situation. This was all created and easily could have been avoided. I'm here and ready, said Justin.
Okay, hold on. Let me pull this back up. Guys, yeah, that was really harsh.
They're such liars, which we knew. We knew.
They're such liars. So Blake cut out Justin's role.
Wait, what
the
are
questions. No, the questions that people are asking. Okay, the article that they're talking about. Let me just see if there's any questions that we can answer. What article are they talking about? They're just sharing articles like from, there's several. I'm going to link them all to the docketupdates.com.
But they got it deleted, right? That particular post?
Yeah, they got that one deleted. But if anything, I could still share, I'll share it. Okay.
It's probably Wayback Machine, unless they are able to pull it fully from the Wayback Machine as well.
Yeah. What page is that? Sorry, I scrolled away. Okay, I got it. Katie, I'm here and ready. Okay, Katie. Melissa will be available at 7 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. Does that work for the team? She's traveling at the moment and won't have good service until then. Jamie.
So Jamie said, I didn't see this, Justin. I replied already. And Justin said, I think your response was way too nice, dude. And I'm a bit frustrated, but I understand the game you're playing.
Justin, this is Jennifer Abel. Justin, please know that I'm not saying this to dismiss your completely warranted feelings about this, but I would be remiss if I didn't advise that I feel strongly about you also responding from the heart, since you are also on this text. It may be futile attempt, but think of it as part of the larger strategy. I drafted something in case you might consider. I'm going to dictate something. Jamie, add this to your text message back to her in any part that you want, but this is just what I need to say. Justin is not out. I guess she types her version of it. Okay. Justin is not out to hurt anybody, and there hasn't been one lie that has come out of his mouth. All he's been doing is singing praises of you and everybody else and sticking to the message of the movie, which you knew he cared about from the beginning. He asked you about the second book to understand the trajectory of Ryle's character as he was developing the script.
Don't read it again. She was like, whoops, that's your message. One sec.
Okay. Whoops, that's your message. One sec. Okay. Justin should not respond right.
I'll read Jamie's.
Oh, okay.
Jamie says, Justin should not respond right now except for anything other than to validate what I said. You are full of emotion and you were reacting, and it could add to the fire instead of us trying to put it out. The last thing we need is Colleen speaking publicly about you in a negative way. That's all that matters right now, is to put out that fire. And Justin says, I understand.
Okay, I will stand down. This is Jennifer Abel, but leaving this here. Colleen, from my heart, there has not been one lie that has come out of my mouth. I have been sticking to the same message of the movie, which you know I care deeply about from the beginning. The headline is taken out of context, which you will see from the interview. I have loved and adored you for the past 5 years, and that hasn't changed even. Remove even. Sorry, I'm having issues with my text via my computer.
And James says, I
Yeah.
agree. I agree. Follow up with that. Assume that Blake will see it. Assume that she could leak it. It should only be loving remarks, but I do think you should follow up to my message. And Justin says, Colleen, I'm sorry that you're hurting. I want you to know that there has not been one lie that has come out of my mouth or one bad word spoken about any of you. I'm also not talking about my experience. I've been sticking to the same message of the movie, which you know I care deeply about from the beginning. The headline is taken out of context, which you will see from the interview. I spoke about this multiple times, and they also don't include everything I say, none of which has anything to do with changing his trajectory in the second book, which I, of course, asked about multiple times to understand where the story goes. You supported my decision to remove him from the end. We do not control the headlines. Since this is the first time I've heard from you, I just want you to know that I've cared for you for the past 5 years, and that hasn't changed.
And then Jennifer Averill loved that message.
And Justin says, so when are we speaking? Maybe.
Yes. Katie with tag replied, link for 7 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. Here's our Zoom call.
Okay, so then I guess he may have made modifications because he writes again, Colleen, I'm sorry that you're hurting. I want you to know that I have not told any lies about you or any others. I'm also not talking about my experience. I have been sticking to the same message of the movie, which you know I care deeply about from the beginning. The headline is taken out of context, which you will see from the interview. I spoke about this multiple times, and they also don't include everything I say, none of which has anything to do with changing his trajectory in the second book, which I, of course, asked you about multiple times to understand where the story goes. You supported my decision to remove him from the end. We do not control the headlines. Since this is the first time I've heard from you, I just want you to know that I have deeply cared about you for the past 5 years, and that hasn't changed.
Jennifer Abel says, I like this. Did you send?
Yes.
I know how much this absolutely sucks, but that was smart, strategic move, if it helps at all.
Melissa loved the comment from Jennifer Abel. And if this was ever shared, it still looks great and honest.
Speak in 15 minutes.
So Justin says, it just feels like I'm on an island here. When the hate is being directed at me, you guys, okay, this is Colleen's comment back to him. It just feels like I'm on an island here. When the hate is being directed at me, you guys posting that article and allowing it to fuel the comments is hurtful. And the timing of it just feels like you're worried about your image, but not the women who are behind the story. I know things took an awful turn, and I feel forced to choose when I did not want to. Okay, Colleen. But the back and forth articles from both camps are just so upsetting and ridiculous. It's making everyone working on this movie look immature. Everyone is out there trying to save themselves, and now this has turned into a huge mess. Well, I'm sorry, you're trying to save yourself too. You're acting like you're not part of saving yourself situation, Colleen.
Miss Dr. Pepper.
Like, please. I'm sorry, that grossed me out, that statement. Like, are you seeing yourself right now?
Yeah, so this text message that she's reading is something that Colleen Hoover, right, replied to them, and he's copying it to everyone else, right?
Mm-hmm.
Is that how you guys read it?
Yeah, he's sending Colleen's message to everybody. And I know you guys think I've made decisions for certain reasons. Yeah, we do, Colleen. We do. Sorry. But I have felt the rift from long before I ever was in contact with Blake. It started with me not being allowed to read the script until I was sat with readers. But then all the interviews made it seem like you included me in the script from the beginning. Then the whole documentary thing where I said no so very many times. And the book, when I asked you guys to at least donate a portion of the proceeds to DV, and then I was told the only way a donation would be made is if I took 1% and donated that myself. Oh, that doesn't look good for them. Then the whole tattoo thing. All the texts of you blaming Blake for that and reiterating that she didn't read the book every time. I just try to ask you what to say to readers. I've been disappointed personally by your actions many times. I appreciate that you haven't directly said anything negative. That's how it should be. But you are grown men with a platform. You know how to use it to protect your image. Please don't continue to use it to harm me or mine. That's all I'm asking. Okay, now I'm gonna have to say that these are very valid statements now. But my question is, when she's saying I was told the only way a donation would be made is if I took 1% and donated that myself. how is that the case when we have emails showing that they requested that, or was that after the fact? Or is it coming up? Maybe there's stuff coming up in the.
We'll have to revisit it. Just store it and talk about it later.
Okay, so then Colleen, he does a screenshot of Colleen's statement, said, sneak a few minutes tomorrow. The next 3 days are busy from 7 a.m. hair and makeup to midnight. I did get the social media thing. I'm going to try to get our social media girl to help me knock it out first thing in the morning. Okay, but as for the script, I'm really pleasantly surprised. It's much closer to the book. I totally understand the need for a lot of the changes. Oh, Blake was hovering. Blake was hovering. She had to say her text messages were being monitored. Her text messages were.
How do you
Colleen
conclude
Hoover's text messages were being, because I'm like, why is Colleen saying those things when it doesn't line up with facts? And so this is him share. The first text was him sharing what Colleen just said, but then here's him showing proof of conversation with Colleen, showing she was always involved with the script. Oh my word. She is deep.
Wait, how do you conclude that Blake was hovering? How did...
I mean, I don't know if Blake was hovering, but she knew that somebody was looking at her text. That she had to say what she had to say. Because because as I was reading that text, I'm like, that's not true. Like, I'm reading that text and I'm going, those things are not true. And so Justin, before I can even scroll, it turns out that Justin...
That's why Jen said, assume Blake will read.
Yes. So here's what the truth is. She sends a text message of Colleen in real time when she was involved with the script, right? It says, okay, but as for the script, I'm really pleasantly surprised. It's much closer to the book. I totally understand the need for a lot of the changes. There are only a handful of tiny notes. They wouldn't need a rewrite or anything, just some tweaks if you agree with my thoughts. But like I said, love it. I think it's going to make the readers very happy! Exclamation marks, hearts. I'll do another reread when I get home Sunday and try to get you some notes before the meeting next week, if you want, or we can discuss in the meeting and get other people's ideas as well. Wonderful job. Tell Christy I love it. And then Justin says, yes, 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 please give me notes. And I'm happy to hear that. And yeah, you can knock out
Check
the
the
video.
cut. Knock out
That's
the
just
video.
really pixelated. I can't read what they said. And then he says, I haven't read yet. Call me after you read. And she goes, hey, just finished. This is July 6, 2022. She said, hey, just finished. Wow, I think it's great. I can't call you, though. I'm on the verge of mental exhaustion after today. I'll try to sneak a few minutes tomorrow. The next 3 days are busy from 7 a.m., hair and makeup to midnight. Oh, okay. So the text came in separately. Okay. Then he sends, here we go. New draft just came in. We'll keep you posted. You feeling good about it? He says, yes, it's got a ways to go, but much better than before. We have a bunch of notes, and then I will let you read the next draft. I think I'm going to do a focus group with some fans as well and let them come into the office to read and give thoughts. It's a really hard adaptation, honestly. And Colleen said, very nice. I know some hardcore fans of that book in the LA area. So when it gets to that point, I can point you in their direction. They will be brutally honest. And he says, perfect. And she says, yeah, I'm just saying things on the top of my head while I'm in bed, LOL. 2, the switch of the baby names. I get why y'all did it because it helps with the reveal of what happened to his brother. But I feel like it will upset a lot of people that Lily names their baby Riley after everything Ryle did to her. It sort of left a bad taste in my mouth against Lily. That's something we can get the readers' opinions on for sure. And Justin says, yep, love these notes. I also see the other side of that one, the idea that there are no bad people. And then Colleen said, and one big thing is in the book, Ryle admits to having been in therapy for years. I feel like the script hints that therapy could be a fix. With that way, it ends with Lily being so nice to her father and how she mentions to Ryle that he should go to therapy. And he says...
And it's cut off.
Okay. And then the next one goes, awesome and all good. This is Justin saying, awesome and all good. I think 10 fans who represent a diverse cross-section and who are super excited about the film. What do you think about making a TikTok together and saying we will pick 5 fans to come and read the script and give us feedback? And then, here's proof that she was lying, right? She says, do I get to read the script before them? And he said, LOL, yes. We should get it end of next week. And she says, nice. And he goes, latest July 5th. And she says, I think anything you do about the book will be exciting for them. And
We'll do.
And then he responds back, we do. Not I do, we do.
Oh, we do.
Okay. She's such a stinking liar. And then she
Guys,
said people would die to be involved.
real quick, guys, she's reading the text messages between Colleen Hoover and Justin. Colleen had just texted Justin that she never got to read the script prior to the movie being out or them working on the film prior to production. And he has the text messages to prove that she was involved in how the script was unfolding because he asked for her notes and they were going to apply her notes to the script. So that is why we're speculating that the message about like assume that Blake will read this, that Blake was influencing what Colleen was putting in a text message back to JB saying, say you've never read the script. And she has. There's text messages right now, reading in real time. And for everybody asking, it is filing 936-3. Okay, go ahead.
So he says, yes, please give me notes, and I'm happy to hear this. And yeah, if you can knock out the video tomorrow, I'll do my part and we can get it up. Just text it to me and I can edit it. Okay, so this goes back to the earlier text. But she says, one small thing is the restaurant name Roots. If we're going to make Atlas African-American, which I love. Oh, really? Atlas was supposed to originally be African-American, huh? I think Roots, being such an... that is... I don't know.
Corny title. It was so corny.
What did it say? What? I missed that. What did it say?
She wants the name of the restaurant to be called Roots, and there's a series from the 70s titled...
No. She's not wanting that. It's the opposite. She's saying, like, let's not, because I grew up with that movie. So one small thing is the restaurant named Roots. If we're going to make Atlas African-American, which I love, I think Roots being such an important movie in African-American history sort of leaves a bad impression when we find out he named his restaurant after a girl rather than it being tied to culture. I grew up watching Roots, so maybe we can pick another name with as much meaning. And he said, 1000%, you and I and Christy will be together the same day, but definitely want all your notes. And then Colleen says, Justin says, I'm about to read myself. You're ahead of the studio. And she says, LOL, I had 2 free hours tonight, so I took advantage because after tomorrow is going to be crazy. 2,300 people coming, but I got my 4th COVID shot, so I'm keeping my distance. I'll test before I fly out next week. Good night. Thank you so much for sending it at the perfect time. And then Justin said, FaceTime me from the stage. Should we preview the Superman script reading live? LOL. And she goes, oh, last thing before I forget. In the book, young Atlas is mortified by his situation. He's respectful but absolutely embarrassed that Lily offers him clothes and the use of a shower. He quietly accepts because any homeless, hungry, and it cuts off again. And then we have Justin saying, yes, we should... I wish these text messages were in order because this is throwing me off. But anyways, Justin says, yes, we should hear about all the feedback you received from book to guide us through this process.
Wait,
from the book.
Someone said guaranteed Atlas was white because of Blake. So they had plans to make... And you know what? That was in the press questions, why they didn't have a diverse cast.
Oh, you're right.
Blake didn't want an African-American to play that.
She is never going to beat the allegations of being a racist. She's just never going to beat it. She is never going to beat the allegations.
My goodness.
That is wild. And you're right. The scenario, the marketing plan had a section about how to address the fact that there was a lack of diversity in the cast. And I do not miss the fact that Hassan is the only person not in her disclosure who was part of the principal cast.
Clock it. Yes, because this is very early on. This is 2022, right? Those text messages.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Guys, brand like the character Atlas was going to be a black actor, and someone said, "What if Blake suggested Brandon Sklenar and got him in?"
Or at least very much said, I don't want a black actor. Not in a complete like straight out term, but
And Colleen Hoover was on board. Justin Baldoni was on board with that cast. And so Sparkling Throughput Blake was part of casting Brandon.
But this makes my whole fury about the group effort initiative so much worse, because and it also explains how performative I've felt that is until now, because this proves it's 100% performative to have group effort initiative while also preying on Jamie, Heath, Justin Baldoni, and Wayfarer, because Blake's not on board. She doesn't give a rat's ass. I'm so sorry. She's like, I don't care. I don't care.
yeah.
The name of the book and her obsession with Natasha Heath. Mandy's in the live.
Why she doesn't care about Natasha Heath's photos being a part of evidence in such a humiliating way.
Atlas Restaurant is called Bibs, better in Boston. But they were going to name it Root, but then they're saying, hey, we got to be conscious of that being connected to a 1970s show called Roots.
Yeah, I cringed when I read that. And I was like, please do not. If you're going to hire an African-American person, if you're going to have someone who's black there, do not call it Roots,
That's
please.
interesting. They had...
I can believe that. To be honest, I can believe that. She's just never going to beat the allegations of her being a racist. But anyways,
okay, let's keep going.
So, I'm going to skip down to, this is now page 24 of 35. Colleen's saying is being so nice to her father and how she mentions to Ryle that he should go to therapy, and he says he will. It concerns me based on feedback from the book that the script in a sense is almost quote unquote too forgiving of these men, and that may just be because it's a script and there's more that will come through the acting. But I don't know how I feel about changing Ryle to never having gone to therapy, because most of these men don't change, and this almost feels like we're alluding that they can. I haven't figured out what I would change in regard to this though, so let me give it some thought. But I love pretty much everything else. Can't wait to come next week and dive into this process after Hell Week is over. Not that signings are hell, but by any means. But having this event be completely on my shoulders is so stressful, and I'm ready for Monday to get here. LOL. And then again, she has another text. This is now page 25. It says, stands as a testament to its intentional past. The town's vibrant art scene, charming shops, and friendly locals create a welcoming atmosphere that continues to attract tourists and new residents alike. Ask anyone raised here what plethora means to them, and they will surely say it means a lot. I tried to keep it to the same word count as what's on the sign now. I don't know why it says share at the top. Ignore that. It isn't part of the description. And Justin says, ha ha ha, amazing, thank you. Love it, the town made by women. And she says, there were 3 coworkers who cheered me on during my writing journey and still work for me. And Justin says, love that. And Colleen said, so I can just make up the history and use names of people I know, right? And Justin says, yep, make it an Easter egg if you want. Oh, irony. And she says, share, nestled in the heart of Maine, plethora has a rich, oh my word. All of these text messages are like flipped. And so it throws me off. So Karol, I don't know if you can do us a favor when you do this on your website, but could you put these text messages in order so it reads properly? Because now it's going back and forth.
Which ones do you not see? Oh, okay. Adjust the pages on there? I could do that. Which one do you see not being in order? How do you know?
All of these are not in order. Like,
how do you know
read
they're
some
not
of
in order?
the top part first, and then it goes down to the bottom. You will be able to tell. You'll be able to tell right away.
Okay, yeah, I'll fix it right now.
And Colleen said, I'm having so many people ask about the heart design. I don't know what to say. Is it being changed? Or what should I say the reason for the change was? And okay, this is a tattoo portion here.
Okay, what,
so Justin says, tell them it's temporary, and when it finishes, it will look like it's supposed to. A worthwhile 100. Grateful you brought it up. Just another example of what happens when someone doesn't read the book.
Wait, what, say, read that one more time?
Oh my stinking word. It was Blake Lively's issue. She said, I'm having so many people ask about the heart design. I don't know what to say. Well, I don't know if this is about Blake really. We'll see. Is it being changed, or what should I say the reason for the change was? And Justin says, tell them it's temporary, and when it's finished, it will look like it's supposed to. A worthwhile 100%. I don't know what it's saying. Grateful you brought it up. Just another example of what happens when someone doesn't read the book. And remember in Book Bonanza, Blake Lively claims that Colleen Hoover brought it up to her that the tattoo was really important and it needed to be fixed. And they fixed it in the editing room.
What did they fix? Please remind me, because I don't know. And some people in the
tattoo.
comments.
They had to fix the tattoo. Oh, they had a worthwhile 100K. So she didn't read the book. Oh, she didn't stinking read the book, and so she didn't know about the stinking tattoo. And that's why when he's all up in her neck and it's so part of the book, she doesn't get it. She doesn't get it because she did not read the book.
So she didn't allow them to put a tattoo on her?
No, she put the wrong tattoo. She put the wrong tattoo. They had to fix it. They had to fix it.
100K to fix it.
Yes. And then she said, insane, it cost that much. He says, can we catch up? I wanted to make sure you were okay. It was a lot to take in. Did you see our interview? You were amazing. So this was definitely got to be May. This was before they, before like everything fell apart between him and Colleen. Oh my stinking word. We have on tape Blake Lively saying Colleen had to tell her that, they had to fix the tattoo because it's really important. She's the reason. Okay, so Colleen says, so the heart of It Ends With Us is not closed at the top. Lots of people have this tattoo from the book, and I know they're going to wonder why it's not the same heart shape. Can visual change the shape of the tattoo, or can we have an answer ready for why the tattoo is slightly different than the book? It looks like this. And then this is what Justin says, boom, boom, because Blake wouldn't read the book and changed it from my design. Yes, let me get into it. And Colleen said, it's such a minor detail, but these readers will want an answer. I was thinking of preemptively just saying something in convo like the tattoo is slightly different for copyright reasons. And he goes, yep, on it. Here's the sign. She goes, awesome. I'll get on this right now. Have a meeting with Sony in 10 minutes, but I'll get this to you today. Oh my stinking word. She lied out the wazoo in that message to Justin. And you know what this tells me, Karol?
Tell us.
First and foremost, I don't think she knows that Justin's a hoarder and has all these text messages, for one. But second, she knew she was going to sue. She knew she was going to sue.
Blake Lively.
Well, not sue. I don't know if she knew she was going to sue. I still don't.
She knew she was going to do this against
But
Justin.
I think she knew she was going to do something with these text messages.
Like give them to the New York Times.
Like if this is like, if this didn't work, this is because why would Colleen straight up lie about so many things in that one text? When I was reading that text, I was so confused. I'm like, we know this is not true. We know this is not true. We know this is not true. We know that this is not true. She definitely had a plan B, and Colleen Hoover was plan B.
Guys, the message about the real tattoo, Colleen Hoover does send Justin a picture like of her arm, and she has the tattoo. I think that's her arm or someone's arm, because that's like they're going like this in the picture. Let me see if I can show you guys. You'll see it in the website, but can you guys see it?
Yep. I'll tell you this. I was so sleepy, and this jolted me awake, just like what she subpoenaed 107 content creators.
I messaged everyone. This is insane. This is insane. And this is the kind of stuff that I want to include in the Narrative Unraveled page of the website, because I want to make sure that everyone that is supporting Justin Baldoni can, with documentation, make their arguments about why their stance is their stance. Because sometimes arguing with BL people in their fictitious mind and their made up facts is annoying. And so anyways, I want to include that in the Narrative Unraveled page.
Okay, so then Colleen says, "How about we do dinner Monday night after the Sony thing? I'm just so limited on time there now, but I'm free Sunday night and Monday night." And Justin says, "6th sounds great. It's probably not going to last that long, so whenever it's done, we can just meet up. Missed you at screening. We did fantastic. We we did fantastic." And Colleen said, "I don't know that I've ever seen a trailer make so many people this happy, relieved." And he goes, "People are happy. That's good." Okay, so then Justin sends a text message of a TikTok, and
It's
then
no
says,
longer available. Yeah, I looked it up.
okay.
It's not available.
And then he says, "Jen, let's figure out these theater visits for tomorrow or Saturday or both. Maybe we do a bunch."
Jen liked that and put on it.
Let's do it without Sony, just on our own.
Yep, that's my thinking too.
Just wanted to share this with you all from July. This was how Isabella Ferreira thanked me. Now she won't say my name. Oh, Just what did y'all say, my Shayla or whatever?
My Sheila. Yeah, guys, like,
Ouch! This hurts. The utter betrayal, Isabella Ferrer, you traitor.
yes, I think because Blake Lively kept triangulating so hard. So hard.
And I'm telling you, she used Taylor Swift. I mean, I'm not ready to say that Taylor Swift wasn't involved, but but I will say that she used Taylor Swift as one of her like little thing in front of Isabella.
Oh yeah, guys, I always say my Shayla on Bocce's like post about Justin. I'll say my Shayla, so that's why she brought that up. Okay,
So it's the text message we all know where she just says, "Hey, just got my film developed from when we were shooting. So here's the sweet pic. I also want to say thank you so much for the incredible experience on my first film. I still can't shake the feeling of it all because it truly was life-changing for me. You are such a wonderful, smart, and sincere director, and you created such a comfortable, safe space for me to feel like I could fully step into this role. I couldn't have asked for a more welcoming environment. It will stay with me for the rest of my life." Well, you little did you know, Isabella. "See you soon, whether in the fall or later. Hope you're doing well." Well, not so well now. And then Justin quotes her, "Such a comfortable, safe space." And he goes, "And have a ton of fun, bro, friend text with me and Brandon, having a bromance for a year, and then nothing. Tag, this one is for you, LOL." And then he sends a TikTok. Jennifer Frankel.
Oh, I was just trying to see if that TikTok's still available. K9 CJA. No. Oh yeah, it is. It says Justin Baldoni's crisis team. Let me save it. Got it. Downloaded it. Okay. My God, this is incredible. Emphasized in image. I guess she like put the little exclamation point, and then Matthew Mitchell goes, "Genius, OMG, Melissa, Brianna, and Katie, you did great job with this creator." And Jennifer Abel said, "Wow." And then go ahead, Raven.
Checking my room for cameras.
Oh, this is T next from Justin. In other news, Ryan unblocked me and Emily so he could spy on us. She had a feeling and checked, and she could see his name, and then I checked, and I could search him as well. I couldn't search him a week ago.
Interesting.
Okay, disclaimer, y'alls. I just want to say this. Somebody brought this up, and we got to stay vigilant, okay? If you are having any fake Ryan Reynolds account following you, block with a quickness. Because we're starting to think that some of those fake Ryan Reynolds accounts are not so fake. So if you're being followed by fake Ryan Reynolds like accounts, block with a quickness right now. They're monitoring you.
Oh crap, I have a bunch of them.
Yeah, Karol, because you got docketupdates.com. Told you. Protect yourself,
guys,
Karol.
For the new people joining, Atlas was supposed to be a black actor, and Blake recasted that.
And now we don't definitively know, but it tracks.
Okay. Well, we don't know for sure, guys, but I'm going to say
But it tracks.
my opinion is that she did it.
Upon information and belief.
Upon information and belief, she changed that request. Colleen Hoover was on board. Justin Baldoni was on board. Christy Hall was on board. And then that actor ended up being Brandon Sklenar. Okay, sorry. This is docket 936. We're reading 936-3. Some people said that the emails were really juicy. I don't know if you want to read those.
Okay, we can get to those once this is done. Okay.
Okay.
It's you, Jennifer Abel.
Oh,
Number 20, page 29.
no, I read that already.
You said interesting already?
Interesting, yeah, and then
Okay, sorry,
and then
missed it. Jamie, please put the text here and not email. And then Jamie says, I'm deeply sorry to hear about the pain you're experiencing. Feeling alone on an island is just terrible. I want you to know with all sincerity that my team hasn't engaged in anything that would harm you, and they have not contributed to any negative articles. My heart breaks when I think about the distance that has grown between us, especially when I've always valued our collaboration and friendship so deeply. I don't think we need the following paragraph at all, as there is no need to make this about you right now. We shouldn't ask for her sympathy at this moment. Okay, good point. And he says, I want to share how difficult it has been for me too. So he's basically saying, like, look, don't put that. You know what? Jamie Heath
wait,
has
where did
great
you put
emotional
that?
intelligence.
Where did you read that part? Paragraph 2?
Paragraph 2 of page 31. That's
Okay.
really great emotional intelligence on the part of Jamie Heath. He's like, look, bad timing. It's not time to ask for sympathy at this point. I don't think we need the following paragraph at all, as there's no need to make this about you right now. We shouldn't ask for her sympathy at this moment. I
Okay.
want to share, and then he talks about, this is the portion he's saying, don't
Include
put
it.
this in. The portion that he says, I want to share how difficult it has been for me too, especially when the film, which I poured so much of my heart into, was taken out of my hands. I've remained silent as fans began to wonder why I wasn't part of the press or even the photos at the premiere. Being uninvited from Book Bonanza without any explanation left me feeling lost and hurt. Not being allowed to share the premiere with you and instead waiting in a basement until I was escorted to a separate theater with my friends and family who had come to celebrate was incredibly painful. Still, I did so out of respect for the movie and not wanting to derail the celebration of it. I know a lot has happened since we first worked on the script together, and you feel as though you weren't included before the fan reading. As an effort to remind you, we sent you the script beforehand in July. He's like, just as a reminder, okay? We sent you the script beforehand in July of 2022, where you responded with such positivity, noting how pleased you were that it stayed true to the book. And you even shared your notes with me. I'm happy to share those screenshots if you'd like. I would like to tell you I got some receipts up in here. Regarding the documentary, I want you to know that while we may have tried to ease some of your concerns regarding being on camera, we always intended to respect your wishes, which is why we never moved forward. It was only an idea meant to bring fans closer to a story that means so much to so many. Regarding the coffee book donation, it's not it was coffee book, not the no more 1%. Regarding the coffee book donation, legally, Wayfarer couldn't donate the 1% on your behalf as you graciously requested. It wasn't a demand from us, but a legal requirement we were asked to relay. As for the tattoo, I'm so glad you pointed out the importance of it to the fans and the DV community while we were early in the edit. We were more than happy to change it in post, and the film is better for it. I'm grateful for your insight. I completely own that I vented about many things regarding production and the post process, and I can fully understand how that could have been a load too heavy to carry. Please know my door is open to you. I truly hope we can talk and rebuild our friendship. This isn't about any image for me. It's about reconnecting with someone I care about deeply. I hope this might be a step towards healing and celebrating this film together. Okay, so you know how Megan Twohey sent that email and said that in May, Justin talked about the allegations, quote unquote, that Blake Lively had made against him. And they tried to make it sound like sexual harassment allegations. It's very clear in these text message that is not what split them apart. She felt like she got put in the middle because he had shared his frustration about the post-production, all of these different things. So even these text messages already show that Megan Twohey was given a whole stinking line of hooey. A whole lot of lies to to Megan Twohey, because these text messages show exactly what the rift was, exactly what like separated Colleen Hoover and Justin Baldoni, and it was not SH allegations. It had everything to do with what what Blake was doing with the post production. Justin says, "Can I say yes? Maybe Jen can reach out."
Sorry guys, I'm trying to post this as I'm talking, doing this. Okay.
I know you are a masterful doing majority things. Do you want Raven to be Jenny instead?
I have it up. Okay.
Okay.
Well, one more document. There we go. Okay, so General says, I can reach out. Do you want to respond and say your team will be reaching out, or give my email? Flagging that Alex reposted your post, JB.
Oh, that Alex. I thought
Which Alex is it? Sachs. Alex Sachs.
it's Alex Sachs. Do you want to read that post?
It says, yeah, it says, not sure if you will ever see this, but I'm leaving 10 years of absolute hell after seeing It Ends With Us. Thank you. It ends with me too.
Yep.
And then no more.
Yep. So
it's just like an inspirational from a fan, I guess, leaving a situation in years.
And so JB says, good for her.
LOL. I like this era of Justin.
Oh, then that good for her was not. That was not like actually good for her.
Why?
Because Jennifer Abel's response is LOL. I like this era of Justin. If that was a good for her, that meant good for her. That would have meant that it was a good for her. He was being sarcastic. Exactly.
Oh, okay, got it.
And
I
JB
totally
says,
missed
what
that.
are your thoughts on James's text? And then he says, and Justin says, updated. You're experiencing. Oh, they removed some stuff up on the top of this text. It says, feeling alone on an island is just terrible. I want you to know with all sincerity that my team hasn't engaged in anything that would harm you, and they have not contributed to any negative articles. My heart breaks when I think about the distance that has grown between us, especially when I've always valued our collaboration and friendship so deeply. I know a lot has happened since we first worked on the script together, and you feel as though you weren't included before the fan reading. As an effort to remind you, we sent you the script beforehand in July of 2022, where you responded with such positivity, noting how pleased you were that it stayed true to the book, and you even shared your notes with me. You even got to read it before I did. I'm happy to share those screenshots if you'd like. Regarding the documentary, I want you to know that while Jamie may have tried to ease some of your concerns regarding being on camera, he and Wayfarer always intended to respect your wishes, which is why we never moved forward. It was only an idea meant to bring fans closer to a story that means so much to so many. Once you shared your feelings and anxiety about being on camera, he completely understood, and we immediately killed the idea. Regarding the coffee book donation, legally Wayfarer couldn't donate the 1% on your behalf as you graciously requested. It wasn't a demand from us, but a legal requirement we were asked to relay. As for the tattoo, I'm so glad you pointed out the importance of it to the fans and the DV community while we were in the edit. We were more than happy to change it in post, and the film is better for it. I'm grateful for your insight. Here's the thing. Notice how they don't mention that they have text messages showing that Blake is the reason why they had to do it? It's because I think they knew that Blake is going to read these texts. That's why they didn't want her to know what proof they had available. That shows that he was the reason.
That they had text messages?
That they had text messages about the tattoo showing that Blake Lively's the reason why they had to spend $100K finishing it. They knew she was reading this stuff. So they had to protect it. And that's why he acknowledges the other stuff, but he does not bring up the fact that you know that Blake is the one. And I think that the minute that Colleen read this, she knew that he knew.
Yeah, there's no way.
She knew that he knew. Because the fact that he didn't bring up Blake in this particular section, she knew that he knew she was reading her text.
Because there's too much text between Colleen and Justin talking about the script for Colleen to be like, hey, I've never read the script before. So that's kind of signaling to the other party, someone is making me send these text messages or someone is reviewing these text messages.
It is prime like hostage situation, right? Like if I say these things, I'm being held hostage kind of situation.
Yeah.
And she dropped some stuff that she's letting him know, this is not my doing. I'm not doing this. I don't want to do this. But the tattoo one is the clear sign that he knew that Blake Lively or Ryan Reynolds were reading these texts, and he's like, we're
Because
not.
yeah, because guys, he had this whole conversation with Colleen about the tattoo. So there would be no reason why Colleen would be like, you messed up. What did she say about that tattoo in the message that we think was being
Basically,
monitored?
she said that she just wished she didn't blame Blake for not reading the book, and some I forgot what she said about the tattoo. But the point is, he left off any mention about Blake being the reason why they had to do it. They absolutely knew that these text messages were being read. I completely own that I vented about many things regarding production and the post process, and I can fully understand how that could have been a load too heavy to carry. Please know that my door is always open to you. I truly hope we can talk and rebuild our friendship. This isn't about any image for me. It's about reconnecting with someone I care about deeply. I hope this might be a step towards healing and celebrating this film together.
Legally Latina said, I'm so confused. Okay, guys, the quick recap of that is that Colleen sent JB a message and said, I'm being hurt by being in the middle of this PR war between you and Blake, right? Essentially, guys, if I say something wrong, let me know, because I don't want to misinform people. And Colleen says, I don't want to be in the middle of this. I hate that I'm here. And I don't want you to say that Blake didn't read the book. And what was the other thing about the tattoo being wrong?
I mean, it's so hard to remember, but it's tattoo stuff, the 1% on the DV, how she didn't get to read the script, and all these different things. And the wild thing about it, y'all, is while I was reading that text messages, I'm like, that doesn't make sense. We know this is not true.
This is after she supported Blake. Yeah, sorry.
Yeah, after she supported Blake. So this is why it's so wild. You know that we know the case so well that I'm reading a text knowing that Colleen's lying. I was like, why is she saying this stuff? Like, literally, I was reading the text and I'm like, why is she saying this stuff? We know that this is not true. Only to go read the rest of the text and be like, bam, Justin is saying this is absolutely completely not true. That's how well we know this case. And that's why whenever people do such lazy things of like, you Justin Baldoni supporters just don't believe because she's what are you off your rocker, people? There's so many stinking things to say why we don't believe Blake Lively, and this just adds to it.
This is from August 15th, guys. And no, this is her saying, I don't want to be in the middle of it, and you need to delete something that Justin did not post. Somebody else posted. He had no control over it. And so Justin's like, why is she making all these claims that are false? Because here's text messages that I have between me and Colleen that outline the truth, which is Colleen had access to the script. Colleen knew that they were going to fix the tattoo issue with Blake because Blake didn't read the book and she didn't know the significance of the tattoo. And all the things that Colleen ended up griping about, he has proof that he chatted with Colleen about these items. So that's why I guess we're speculating that somebody's overlooking Colleen Hoover's text messages with JB, that they even said so themselves, like, hey, assume Blake Lively is going to read these text messages.
And leak them.
And leak them. Okay, so that's where we're at, guys. 9:36, and everybody's waiting for us to read the emails.
Yeah. So can you read that? I have a couple of revisions.
Okay. It's still not done?
30. Yeah, you're on page 34.
Okay. Hold on. I have a couple of revisions, if that's okay.
Yes.
I think we can tone it down just a bit. Give me a second.
Okay, so now we're done. Okay, so let me go into what's the next. What's the exhibit?
That's exhibit. We jumped to exhibit 3, but exhibit 2 people are saying it's juicy. Guys, I posted this all on docket updates.
Okay, so let's look. How are we we're gonna start from the bottom. Do we want to go back and forth so not one person's voice is heard? Or do you want me
what
to
do you
read it?
prefer? What do you prefer? Because I know you like to read some stuff where you just kind of consume it. So you tell
That's
me.
true. Let me just consume it.
Okay, so then you want to just read it?
Yeah.
Okay.
So this is an email from Julie Fink to Teresa and Tropson, Sarah Moses, and Ian Robertson. And it says, Counsel.
I would start at the bottom just because they usually reply. The latest reply is at the top.
Yeah, I'm at the bottom.
Okay. Okay.
This is October 2, 2025 at 10:26 a.m. Pacific Standard Time. The subject is Justin Greystone's deposition.
Wait, which document? I'm so lost. Which document?
Oh, this is like Christmas.
936-2.
-2. Okay.
Okay, hey, before you jump into that, I've posted everything on docketupdates.com. I'm going to go ahead and on each exhibit give you guys a little summary of what it is. And if there's links or stuff available, videos, I'm going to tie them right below so you guys can watch it.
I don't even know what it is yet, but because it's got Justin Greystone, gonna be juicy. I can tell. Okay. Subject matter, Justin Greystone deposition. Counsel, Mr. Stone has an obligation at 6 p.m. on Monday. Can we please start at 9 a.m. instead of 10 a.m.? Julie Fink. And then it says on October 3, Kim responds back, Julie, per your request, we will agree to start the depositions at 9 a.m. rather than at 10 a.m. as originally noticed. We will send you an amended notice shortly. All counsel, please let us know which counsel will be appearing in person and which counsel or parties would like to participate by Zoom. We will need names and emails for the latter. Then Sarah responds from Manat, I will be there in person. Please confirm that the time will be split equally, 3.5 hours each, and defendants will question the witness first. And then Kim responds back from Liner Friedman, says, Sarah, 1, plaintiff did not serve a deposition notice for Mr. Greystone as reflected in the joint stipulation attached. 2, plaintiff has already noticed 22 depositions. This would be 23 if you had served a notice and are only entitled to take 20 depositions. 3, the time to notice any more depositions has passed. 4, this is the first time we are hearing that you want any time at all for this deposition. We can discuss a reasonable amount of time for any cross-examination by plaintiff over the weekend or on Monday before the deposition starts. Okay, so on October 4, Sarah responds back, Kim, Miss Lively intends to question Mr. Greystone within the scope of his direct examination and reserves time to do so. I'd be happy to further discuss further on Monday. And so on October 7, Kim responds back, Sarah, this email follows our discussion of certain deficiencies in Miss Lively's document production, which came to light at Mr. Stone's deposition. Please let me know at your earliest convenience when we can meet and confer on the 6 items listed below. Exhibit 6, BL 22322-24 at page 22324 at 1:03 a.m. attaches a document titled IEWU BL Protections page. As discussed, this attachment was not produced. Please produce the document and include the required metadata. And so Kim, okay, yeah. I don't know if, who writes in the red?
That's the other attorney.
Is that?
They probably replied
Kim
back.
says responses are below. Responses are red. Okay, so Kim's responses. We have discussed this issue on multiple conferrals with other attorneys from your firm. Plaintiff produced full families for all documents. So to the extent there is a missing child, it is because the underlying document was not saved to plaintiff's iCloud account and was therefore not available for collection. 2, Exhibit 5 is Exhibit A to plaintiff's second amended complaint. As discussed, Ms. Lively did not produce the document. We are aware that the document is included within Wayfarer's production, as you pointed out, but Ms. Lively did not produce it. Please do so and include the required metadata. This document was produced at BL-000384663. Okay. 3. Several of the stone deposition exhibits you marked are alleged offers or contractual documents, but are heavily redacted as non-responsive. If you intend to rely upon these documents as evidence in support of Miss Lively's damages, they must be produced in their entirety. It is proper for Miss Lively to selectively determine what is relevant within the contracts. There may, for example, be relevant limitations on compensation or performance. The documents have already been marked attorney's eyes only. Please reproduce in an unredacted form, Exhibits 17, 18, 19, 23, and 24. Many of these contracts contain confidentiality provisions that require approval from the contracting parties to disclose their contents. We will confer with the contracting parties to determine their willingness to produce the agreements without redactions. 4. The 30-point list that appears to be cut and pasted into paragraph 20 of Miss Lively's complaint was not produced. Please do so and include the required metadata. This document was produced at BL dash, but okay, they're asking for the 30-point metadata. Did I not do a video that I said I want to know the metadata behind the 30-point list? BL. So they claim that she did not produce it, but they're saying they produced it at 38461 and 38462. But why would it be two? Are they talking about the screenshots of it? Because why is it? Wouldn't it just be one document?
Yes.
Unless you're talking about the screenshot.
Says,
it's
yeah,
going to be
says, appears to be cut and pasted into paragraph 20 at Miss Lively's complaint and was not included.
Yeah, it said it gets explained later in the text change. Okay, fine. BL22331-37 is a text exchange between Mr. Zavala and Miss Lively. The entry on 11/15/2023 at 7:04 p.m. purports to attach a document titled IEWUBL Protections.pages, slightly different from the title of the document referenced to Exhibit 6. And then they said the same explanation provided in response to number 1 above applies here. And then 6, to the extent that there are multiple versions and or red lines of the alleged protections or requirements document, which were apparently stored on Miss Lively's computer or other electronic devices, they must be produced. We note that no such documents appear on Miss Lively's privilege log. And their response was, plaintiff has produced all non-privileged versions of the protections for return to production. Certain versions have been withheld on privilege grounds and are reflected in plaintiff privilege log, captured by certain entries with descriptions regarding on-set conduct. I look forward to your prompt attention to this email. Okay, so then that was a response that was provided by Kim on October 8th. And then there's more. Okay. So on October 13, Sarah says, see my responses below in yellow highlighting. For number 1, she says, I understand this issue was discussed generally. I'm raising it again, but this time only for 2 specific documents. Miss Lively contends that the protections document is highly relevant to this litigation. Therefore, all versions of this document must be produced. Exhibit 6 to Mr. Stone's deposition is one such document. Your statement that the document is quote-unquote missing because quote-unquote the underlying document was not saved to plaintiff's iCloud account should not end the inquiry. By default, Apple's Pages word processing program automatically saves documents as you work on them. Therefore, the document was either saved locally or on iCloud at some point in time. Your statement that the document was not quote-unquote stored on iCloud is not specific enough. Was it ever saved to plaintiff's iCloud account? If it was saved to plaintiff's iCloud account, then advise when it was deleted. In addition, advise if the document was ever saved locally on one of plaintiff's devices. For example, phone, iPad, computer, laptop. Did you look on the devices for these documents? If it was not available, when did the plaintiff delete it? The plaintiff has claimed work product protection as early as May 19, 2023 on her privilege log, reflecting that as the date she anticipated litigation. Well, then maybe she was working this whole system the whole time. Therefore, please explain why all documents were not retained and preserved that were dated or created on May 19, 2023 or thereafter. So for number 2, please let us know when we can expect a response if court intervention is required. For number 3, we have several issues with this. Oh, I'm so glad. I'm so glad because y'all, there are certain things that I harp on that people say, like, you're too detail oriented. Well, no, nobody says that to me, but they say you are detail oriented. And I'm like, this is the kind of stuff. That's why it matters. And I'm so glad. Sometimes there's moments where I'm like, I should be a lawyer or a private investigator. I don't know. But they say number 3. We have several. Are you talking to me or you?
Oh my God, I didn't notice I was muted. Some people are asking why, how would what is in the CRD complaint be privileged or its creation of it? It's not, because they're claiming privilege. That's why they don't want to produce that.
I mean, I don't know.
But someone said, but wait, there's more.
Okay, let's go.
Guys, you guys can find this on docket 936-2. I have also put it on docketupdates.com. It's under latest news. You'll see it there, and I've attached every exhibit on there. I'll eventually clean it up and add the links, but for now, I just wanted to get it right in front of you guys. So this one's 936-2. Okay, it's on docketupdates.com under latest news. There's a link there.
Okay. All right. So number 3, which is a very juicy piece. And also, I will say, for me as a person that has been following this whole 30-point document situation, this matters to me. One of the biggest pieces.
This up so many times.
I did.
The importance of it.
The importance of it. So they said, we have several issues with your response. First, the metadata for the 2 pages you list above reflects a creation date of July 23, 2025. The 30-point list in the second amended complaint first appears in the CRD complaint on December 20, 2024. And the complaint alleges that this list existed as of January 4, 2024. Obviously, the July 23, 2025 created document cannot be what Ms. Lively alleged on January 4, 2025, as it was not created until July 23, 2025, which of course is not the case because she used the same, what their whole point is like, this metadata doesn't make sense. Here's the thing. Like I said, that 30-point document was written before the 17-point document, and it was used to inform the 17-point document because no stinking lawyer will ever allow that 30-point document to ever see the light of day and be brought. They would never. That's why when people are like, I cannot believe that the Wayfarer party signed off on this 30-point, because you have a brain, okay? The reason you say I can't believe, you shouldn't believe because it makes no stinking sense, okay? Second, the 2 documents produced as BL 38461-462 appear to be screenshots of yet another document that was not produced. Note the envelope legend on the bottom of page 38461. Where is the original document with the metadata as required by the ESI protocol? Was it destroyed or deleted? If so, when did that occur? Third, the title of this document is cut off. It reads BL Blake Lively updated LS list of protect ... pages. 388 gigabyte, is that what it is? Kilobyte? Gigabyte?
Yeah.
It also has a timestamp in the upper left-hand corner, but it does not have a date. Where is the missing information regarding this document? Finally, if this document was destroyed, please advise when it was destroyed and explain why it was not preserved given Ms. Lively's claim that she anticipated litigation as early as May 19, 2023. Riddle me this, they said. Number 4, the same issues exist with respect to this document that exist with respect to number 1 above. 5, your comment raises issues regarding the adequacy of plaintiff's privilege log. The description of many of the items listed on the log read, email providing or reflecting legal advice of Sloan, Offer, Weber, and Dern LLP concerning onset conduct. You now claim some of those include versions of the protections or requirements document. We note that BL 38461-62 is Blake Lively's updated Lindsay Strasburg's list of protection Is Miss Strasberg's list, which Blake Lively revised, on the privilege log? Which entry is it? This reveals that your privilege log is insufficient as it does not allow us to evaluate your claim of privilege. For example, the documents with the titles reflected in numbers 1 and 4 above are not privileged. And if a document bearing that title was withheld on the grounds of privilege, we are entitled to challenge it. Accordingly, Ms. Lively must, 1, identify each of the entries on the log that contain, summarize, or attach any version of the quote-unquote protections or quote-unquote requirements document and identify it as such. 2, provide the author of such document. Oh, the author. Or revision. Did she take ownership or did she get some little help from her friends? Long con, right? 3, if an attachment provide the name of the document, e.g. it ends with us blprotections.pages, so that we may properly evaluate your claims of privilege. And 4, provide descriptions other than simply concerning onset conduct or post-production conduct. These issues have caused us to examine your privilege log more closely. Who is Season Kent? Cami Aspar? Phil Singer? Okay, y'all, I know people are going to be deep diving who these people are too. In addition, you have claimed a common interest privilege with Colleen Hoover. Common interest privilege.
Oh my God. Raymond, what are you thinking?
Ms. Hoover recently testified that she never contemplated filing an action against the Wayfair parties. Accordingly, this document must be produced. BF priv.0141G. She's claiming that Colleen Hoover has a common interest privilege, and Colleen Hoover said, look, I want out. I never wanted to be in the first place. I never wanted to be in the first place.
What do you think it is? What do you guys think that is?
What do you mean?
Well, they're saying the common interest, but they're saying that there's a document tied to that.
Yeah, it's missing. They said, let me reread what it says. It says,
And guys,
Miss
if I've missed your
Hoover-
questions, go ahead and put them back in. Sorry, I was so distracted by what was being read.
yeah, Miss Hoover recently testified that she never contemplated filing an action against the Wayfair parties. Accordingly, this document must be produced. BF-priv-0141-G, because they're saying, I mean, I'm guessing that it has to be connected to this common interest privilege, maybe.
Yeah.
But I don't know. I'll leave that up to the lawyers. Let's see if
Raven,
there's
did you
anything
want to share
exciting.
your thoughts, Raven? Sorry, you were unmuted earlier.
Yeah, no, every time I go to unmute, you guys start talking again.
I know. I just
Sorry.
It's pointless.
Okay, well then go.
No, we gotta make sure we notice so we could get a candid reaction.
Okay, because I was definitely looking down reading, so I was never paying attention.
I didn't catch that. Sorry.
So are you sure you don't want to say anything, Raven? Okay.
I just wanted to explain the common interest privilege, and I was typing it.
Okay. Knowledge.
Okay, so basically, common interest is like what the Wayfair defendants have with each other, where they are talking, they all have joint legal representation. So if they're being represented by the same lawyer in the same matter, then the conversations with each other, if they're discussing something that can be used in the lawsuit, that matters. Like that, or that's privileged. The same way with like attorney-client privilege. So like Bocce, if you and I commit a crime and we're using the same lawyer and we talk between ourselves about like our defense or whatever, that conversation can be privileged. So, but that doesn't make sense for Colleen Hoover because she's not a plaintiff in any action. I don't know what that could be. But the other part was, while you guys were talking, I Googled those three names. Okay, so Susan Kent is a music supervisor. She has an IMDb page. Phil Singer is a crisis PR person. So I don't know, or a PR person, I don't know why he would be on a privilege log. And then I can't find that third name. I can't find anyone with that name.
The Aspar or something?
Aspar, yeah, Cami Aspar. I couldn't find anything. So
All right.
I have no idea why any of these people are on a privilege log. They are not attorneys. They're not, I don't know. It's weird.
All right. Thank you for
Thank you, sir.
bringing your wisdom. Okay, I do feel bad that we had ignored Raven so many times. So that's why I'm like, are you sure you don't want to say anything, Raven? 'Cause I don't want you to feel
muted. Yeah, she was muted. I'm sorry. We didn't see
There's
that.
a delay, so whenever I hear that you're done, I go to unmute, and then you guys start going. So then I'm like, never mind.
Oh, okay. We're gonna be way more conscious. Raven. Okay, we'll try. I had my head down. So I'm not sure if this portion is that exciting, but I'll read it anyway. It says counsel. This is on October 22. They said, counsel, as you are aware, the court's initial case management plan and scheduling order dated February 3, 2025 established August 14, 2025 deadline for the close of fact discovery and a July 1, 2025 deadline for parties to substantially complete document production. Given the Wayfarer defendant's deficient productions made as the court ordered substantial completion deadline, the parties sought and the court ordered several deadlines for the production of documents and motions to compel, along with a stipulated extension of fact discovery to September 30, 2025. In the same order, the court outlined two separate deadlines for motions to compel, both of which have lapsed. August 1, 2025, later extended to August 4, 2025, for any motions or regarding party document productions in response to requests outstanding as of July 15, 2025 and August 22, 2025, for any motions regarding non-party productions and responses to discovery requests not issued as of July 15, 2025. Pursuant to the initial case management plan, Ms. Lively substantially completed her document production by July 1, 2025. Ms. Lively produced the 4 documents specifically identified in your below outreach on July 25, and by July 29, the relevant information was reflected on Ms. Lively's privilege log. The Wayfarer defendants never moved to compel. Instead, 2 months after the operative deadline to move and a week after the extended fact discovery deadline, you began to take issue for the first time with certain documents produced by Ms. Lively and reflected on her privilege log. Your efforts are untimely. It is well settled that the operative time to raise and move on discovery issues is before the close of fact discovery. This is the quote that they used against them on the sanctions against Melissa Nathan. The Wayfarer defendants surely could have raised and moved on any alleged discovery deficiencies prior to the close of discovery, and certainly by the multiple deadlines to which they agreed. Nor can you appropriately couch these issues as arising from Mr. Greystone's deposition. As noted, these documents in Ms. Lively's privilege log were produced months beforehand, and counsel's lack of diligence in pursuing these perceived issues in advance cannot justify reopening discovery into Ms. Lively's sufficient and comprehensive production. Ms. Lively will not engage further regarding the Wayfarer's defendants' belated attempts to raise new issues as to claim. So are you telling me she's not going to hand over the 30-point documents so we can see the metadata?
That may be it.
Okay, so when did people say that there was proof that I was right about the date? Okay, are we going to go to Exhibit 3? Wait, we were in Exhibit 3, weren't we? Are we going to do Exhibit 4?
Yeah, we can. Somebody corrected it.
Oh, Exhibit 4 is not a big deal. I mean, it is, but it's not text messages. I want text messages. Okay, here we go.
It's somebody corrected that Cami Aspar is actually Cami Asgar.
Oh, okay. Okay, this is just a repeat. This is the same one. It's probably because they had to all give the same text messages over and over to Blake, because she's like, if you send it once, everybody has to send it to me. Yeah, this is everybody's version of the same text. They're like, why are you saying she redacted stuff when you have unredacted versions? Okay, that's their point. They're like, you literally have unredacted versions, so what are you complaining about? And they're making the point by giving us every stinking same document over and over again. Let's look at the last one. Okay, new ones.
Which one?
936-9. So it starts off with Justin sending to Jennifer Abel. It looks like a TikTok maybe,
Yeah.
and something else. I can't tell.
It says a TikTok.
Oh, it's still the same. Actually, never mind. It's still the same stuff. It's just all the links.
Oh, okay. Okay.
But it has more information. It has the metadata in it. This is metadata stuff. Okay, y'all. I mean, if this is the kind of stuff that they have, the MSJ is going to be juicy. Because I really don't know how Blake Lively supporters are going to try to sweep that away. There's just too much here. So, is that it? Was that it? Or there's a letter up here. Oh no, that's the Melissa Nathan one that we read. Okay.
Yeah, I'm going through it, but it looks like that's it.
All right, y'all.
Everybody was so excited about the messages.
Yeah. What are y'all's thinking? Now that you've heard all of these text messages, what are some takeaways? What are some thoughts? No Sony emails, Pamela. Not yet. We only know that Sony doesn't have a spine, according to Justin Baldoni. But I think that's something that people felt anyway. Blue Sky learned that Colleen Hoover is a backstabber. You know what? She is a backstabber, but I think she's also just a weakling. She's a coward. I think that's what it comes down to. She was a coward.
Or a fangirl.
Well, it sounds like she felt like she had no choice but to choose Blake. And why is that? I have no idea. Okay. It says, blah, blah said it is so sad what they did to Justin. Lauren said, I think CH was definitely groomed by BL. Blue Sky said JB was destroyed. Nina said, no SH mentioned. 100%. You always look for what's missing. And nobody was thinking about SH. Classy Coconut said, I hate that there's no metadata. However, I think this proves what we all knew anyway. And actually, there is metadata on these particular texts. But are you talking about the 30-point document? But why did people say that I was right about my theory about it being created? Because I didn't read anything that said that.
Didn't. That's what I understood by what you read. That the date that they have is from 2025. And
yeah,
they're like,
but the meeting was in 2024.
Right. So that's what they're saying. It's like this thing that you gave us is not what you say you read back in 2024.
Okay, I see Raven unmuted, so I'm gonna shut up. Okay, Raven.
No, because I'm like, shoot, for whatever reason this thing has messed up. The backgrid photos at Bradley Cooper's, those started in 2023.
What do you
So
mean?
when she originally had,
you're right, correct.
So when she originally had the 17-point list, that was right after she had the first Bradley Cooper meeting at their house. And then you see that it again, and both times it was a page 6 and backgrid sourced article. And now the thing is because the reason why I've been, sorry, this is why I keep muting myself. The reason why I keep looking at it and going back to why are these page 6 and backgrid is because now that they aren't together, Taylor is still doing backgrid photos, because this weekend's photo drops of her with Sabrina, they're backgrid.
Can you explain to people what you mean by backgrid? Because like I don't know, so I'm just assuming there's more people in the chat that won't know.
So the other day before I dropped it in the chat, basically, because I was thinking that that Blake did this to herself, that this was all a setup, and that
Yeah.
Justin's been a
Yes.
fall guy for the whole thing. And so I was trying to figure out, because one of my most recent posts basically is like the double, triple check of like, is this possibly true? And one of the biggest signals that it's most likely true that she did this herself to set Justin up is that the August, because she keeps pinpointing August 2024 as the catalyst to the downfall of her business and her profits, and it's all because of Justin's undetectable smear campaign. And she keeps hammering away that August. This is the undetectable smear campaign. And in August, when I went through the headlines, and then I went through Reddit, and then I went through all of the statements that we have in all of the documents, the majority of the articles are, let me explain this part also. What it looks like is a MER campaign, which is, there's different ways of reading the acronym, but it's like media influenced, like repackaging or what. Essentially, it's celebrities and PR publicists specifically that use media to alter, kind of like what they were talking about in the Two Angry Men podcast, to spin the narrative. But a MER campaign specifically is meant to, it's like a systematic way of creating interest. Like first you put the person out as positive, building interest, telling stories about how glamorous and amazing they are and their like family and whatever. And
Which
then
is what Blake Lively does. Yeah.
Yep, and then you seed it with these negative articles. So you go positive, then you go negative, you do a mix of the both, and then basically you wrap it up on the other end with either neutral or positive articles. But these are all like self-planted, because what you're doing is glamorizing the individual, then creating conflict so that there is what you essentially see, what they keep claiming is a smear campaign, right? So like they're building negative attention. So when you look at August, because I was like, if Blake is so worried about August, why hasn't she subpoenaed a single person that she herself cites from August? It makes no sense. And so then I was like, oh, that's weird, because the first articles that I was pulling up that I could confirm in August, because a lot of people believe that the Daily Mail 816 is the article that blew the lid off of this whole negative campaign. Mm-hmm. They have it cited in so many places, but oddly enough, on August 9th, page 6 has articles that is almost the identical article, but it's the photos that are included of Blake and the rest of her or like Ryan, they're backgrid. Backgrid is the paparazzi company that people call when they want to be seen. So it's not like the usual photographers for like TMZ, where there's just random paparazzi out in LA and they'll feed TMZ whatever photos they've got for the night. Backgrid is specifically, imagine, isn't it J-Lo that we were talking about in the past, where J-Lo's like, I want to be seen with my husband, like, I'll be here. It's also, I think Backgrid was the day that Ryan was seen signing all of those things.
With the blue tape?
Like, it's when they want to be seen doing something.
Okay.
And so they're page 6 with backgrid photos, but they're between August, I want to say 3rd and August 9th. Daily Mail didn't hit until the 16th. but Blake is trying to hammer away that Justin did all of this between the 1st and the 16th. But she's the one she seeded, so she did her own murder campaign against herself. That's why I was like, why are these page 6 backgrid photos? And then that's what got me all the way back to 2023, trying to figure out, where did the backgrid photos start? They started.
It ends with us. For It Ends With Us, or no?
Just with Blake in general.
Just in general.
Because I was like, why? Because where did Blake start calling backgrid to be like, hey, I'm with Taylor? But the weird part is, it's either photos of just Blake and Ryan or Blake and Taylor. But now I'm questioning, because this most recent weekend with Taylor and Sabrina, they're once again backgrid. And so I'm like, because the other part of me is also like, Taylor wouldn't have approved backgrid if she didn't know about it. And so I'm also questioning, like, what does that mean for her with Sabrina? But the Bradley Cooper meeting in 2023 predates the 17-point list. And they're always within 30 days of when these lists have been created, that she's got a backgrid drop of photos going to Bradley Cooper's before the 17-point and the 30-point list. So I'm kind of like, I don't know what these puzzle pieces mean, but it's what I've been pursuing and trying to figure out, because it doesn't make any sense. The only part that specifically does make sense is that Blake was the one who seeded her own so-called campaign in August and had nothing to do with Justin.
Guys, Raven has these in-depth videos about this also on her page. If you guys want to see those they're the top videos. Like, she just recently did the backgrid one, like, what is it, like 2 days ago? Yeah, like the backgrid. And then also she has the Myrrh campaign. That's a different video. That's a little further back, maybe like a week and a half ago, something like that. And so she's been tracking that a lot. So she's trying to piece this together. Someone in the comments said if backgrid can sometimes be not paid by the artist.
Yes.
It's just a photo that someone sold.
But they're almost always, when the celebrity or their publicist is like, hey, they're going to be at this restaurant tonight.
Got it.
I mean, yeah, typically. But I mean, when I was doing Lucala content, they were talking about backgrid a lot, right? And they were like, one of the biggest misconception is that backgrid is only called by celebrities. You don't have to have a celebrity call in, which is true. But the majority, like Raven says, I think at least, it's called in by even if it's not 100%. I feel like usually when backgrid is involved, somebody wanted to have them be seen. So very interesting stuff that Raven has been going down, whatever. And what's interesting about it too, Raven, if we think about it, is one of the earlier rumors from the crew was that they believed that they were trying to do a "Don't Worry, Darling" situation.
Yeah.
And then CGO brings up the point that that producer Liz person was the first one to break the whole like "Don't Worry, Darling" controversy. And suddenly this person is now also working with Jenna on this new controversy. It Ends With Us. So who knows? Who knows if she's been a seeder for multiple things. Don't Worry, Darling was a movie, Lauren, and there was controversy around like friction between the director and one of the actors. I think it's Harry Styles and Olivia Wilde. Was it Olivia Wilde? Oh no, who's the director?
Chris Pine and Harry Styles.
Who?
Because it included Chris Pine and Harry Styles, because it was when they were at the award ceremony and they thought that Harry Styles spit on Chris Pine.
Yeah, but there was a controversy with the director as well. Like he dated Olivia Wilde, and then had an issue. Like they wouldn't stand next to each other. They did the whole drama. What's Lucula, Danny? It was the name for Luke Newton and Nicola Coughlan, who were the leads of Bridgerton season 3.
There's a question. Have you found what role Bradley Cooper played in this?
Aside from housing the conversation that probably led up to a lot of these things, she thanked him, right? She thanked him for the movie in the movie. I think the piece that he played was probably gave her some insight on how to get the leverage, because he's done it himself. But she doesn't really need that because she has Ryan and he's done it himself as well. So, but maybe two minds are better than one, even if it's, well, anyways, I'm just going to refrain from saying that. Lauren AB 292418 said, what do you think Bradley thinks of all of this? I think none of the people she put in her disclosure, none of the people who she dragged down with her really wanted any of this. They don't want this smoke. They don't want to be dragged. Nobody wants to be dragged into this lawsuit. And every time a new celebrity sees their name plastered next to Blake Lively, they're not happy. Nobody wants to be part of a controversy. Raven, were there additional things you had wanted to say? Sorry.
Well, no, because I'm just, God. It's a lot to process, and my brain is like bouncing in too many different directions because I'm like, I don't know. I feel like Melissa Nathan didn't really have a whole lot to add to this side of the conversation. So I guess my question right now, I don't really have much of a thought. I have more of a question. How do we think Stephanie Jones sandwiches into what we've just read?
I think it is clear that she gave them manufactured or curate. Either she gave them curated text messages, or and the Wayfair, I mean not the Wayfair, the Lively and her team knew that they gave her curated stuff, because the fact that they didn't question the missing metadata tells me they didn't want to know. Just give us the stuff. We're not going to question the stuff. That's why they said in that article, if stuff are missing metadata, it's not on us. It's on Stephanie Jones.
I guess, okay.
She said.
Okay, but then was it just Blake that they were hiding these details, these conversations? Like, is it just Blake that they were coding the conversations from?
Say that again.
Or were they, because you already have the premonition that they were, like, this conversation doesn't make sense because they thought Blake was monitoring or otherwise seeing this. But is it more than just Blake? Is it Blake and Stephanie, or is it one more than the other? Or
I think they had different motivations. I think Stephanie wanted to stick it to Melissa Nathan and to Jennifer Abel and to
right, but were they being this, I don't know, I don't want to say mysterious, but like that conversation doesn't make sense.
Which one?
According to the real facts and details, right?
That the Colleen Hoover one, yeah.
So is it just Blake that they were trying to hide these details from, or is it Blake and Stephanie, or Stephanie more than Blake?
No, I think Stephanie knew that these conversations. Now, she wasn't in this thread, right? But she had access to Jennifer Abel's in these texts. You understand? Jennifer Abel are in these texts. So this means, actually, stop.
See?
Stop. No, I'm saying stop, because they said in the letter on the sanctions that why are you complaining about these text messages and you saying you don't have access to them when you yourself got it through Van Zandt? So then this tells me that Blake always knew. She always knew there was no smear campaign. I just realized she always knew there was no smear campaign, because they're saying, why are you asking us to have this when you know that we provided this to you unredacted earlier through all of these people, including through your Van Zandt company? This means that blows. Now Blake Lively does not even have that anymore.
Wait, but then that goes to what Raven's saying then, because she needs to create the smear campaign on herself to make them look like these text messages have more weight than they do.
But she didn't see these things yet. Well, maybe she did. Who knows?
No, because what's the earliest date that they say on there? They say you've had these texts since X amount of date. They said, like, I think he says September 16th or something like that. And so I'm kind of stuck in my thought, but I think you're catching on what I'm trying to say, which is, if Blake Lively had these in September and she knows she's bringing up something whenever New York Times is ready, she needs to create the paper trail of the mirror campaign of the smear against herself to back up these things.
Which, in my thoughts, she knew she was doing all of this.
Wait. Bocce knows this date. Bocce, when did they have that message where it says we're going to sue you? That's
August 12th. August 12th, 2024.
Which message?
The statement. They were asked to do the statement, and Melissa, Nathan, and Jennifer Abel are talking, and she says it's time to sue. Like, get, Brian Friedman on the phone.
Okay, because I was like, so how did Steve Sarowitz not know by August 29th?
Well, no, Melissa Nathan felt like they should sue.
Right.
And then remember, Steve Sarowitz literally says there was a week where I thought we had to.
A week, okay.
And so
But
it could easily have been that week. And he's like, but we're hoping that that's not going to be the case.
Okay, so here's the thing, though. Like, oh God, what was it? It's in the PGA guidelines. I honestly think, I swear there was a copy of the document that Colleen had for the rights with Justin and Wayfair. I thought like at the very beginning, like February, March era, that we got a hold of the agreement, because it was like a 1-page agreement.
I would love to see that, because how did I miss this?
I know, and I just didn't, I thought it was going to be forever available, so I just dismissed it, and now I can't find it. But I swear it existed. I swear I saw it. Because my other theory is that Blake knew she was going to do this from the beginning, which is why she started hammering away on issues with the producers. Because immediately she comes on set, and I mean, you even see in her document where she's like, day 2 of filming, and I'm already being harassed, kind of a thing, right? So right out of the gates, she was already she was shopping for a way to cause a problem. And I don't know why they couldn't. Well, I say that out loud, and then I'm like, oh yeah, because they have the rights. They can't fire the people who have the rights. Duh. But she made a problem of everybody on the set, except she couldn't remove the people that she was trying to remove. And so then the whole breastfeeding, pumping rabbit hole that I just went on, she's literally just been grasping at straws, looking for any way to hold them accountable as an employer. Because the whole like, oh, I couldn't do anything for 6 hours. Ma'am, you were in Disney. You were in Disney in front of everybody. You did not care. Like,
Raven, I think you should do that video to that point, like just that part, because it's so good. That video where, if you guys haven't seen it, go to Raven's page about the pumping, because she does it publicly at Disney, and she takes a photo and she shares it on Instagram. And now she turns around and says, you know, hey, that was harassment.
Right.
I love
Is
how
that-
Carol's like, clip it, Raven. Clip it.
Flip it, because some people won't get that far down when they're scrolling
Right.
on TikTok. So if you could just clip that part, because that part is so good. And I've saved that photo in my photo album, but I never realized that that's what that was.
Because it was December of 2023 when she did that. And so that's still within the range of time that she was, you know, the early before they even came back to set.
Yeah, that was in December. Yeah, that was in
Yep.
December. So guys, if you guys haven't seen that video, if you scroll almost to like 1/4 towards the back, that's where you'll see photos of how public comments, like Raven found articles where she has interviews where she shares that Blake is very comfortable pumping in public.
To the point that one of the articles that she did, who was it? It was Elle magazine. I think it was 2017, and she was scheduled for an interview with them, and the way the interviewer, the reporter, starts it, like opens up the very first paragraph, like, I walk into her suite and I wasn't expecting to be stepping over like Louboutins and then rounding the corner to be confronted with the image of Blake Lively sitting in front of me pumping. So like it's another one of these situations where it's a person that she doesn't know that well, like if at all. She knows they're coming, and she still uses that time to do something very personal and intimate with somebody that she doesn't otherwise know. And it doesn't even matter about like whether she was dressed or undressed, etc. She found a way to do this in a way that she was comfortable to do it with an otherwise stranger, which leads me to believe that, you know, these times that potentially Jamie Heath and Justin Baldoni are around her and she's doing this on set, that it's a similar situation, that she's just gonna do her thing. She doesn't care who's around and she's gonna make it work. Like, so I don't think it's this nefarious situation where she's like, I was topless. Ma'am, you had a whole sweatshirt on at Disney. You figured out a way.
I also really don't believe, like, all of her 30-point documents stuff, I don't believe it, because every single time she puts an S on something, it's something that just happened once. It's something
Okay.
that just happened once. So I think that she's made the whole JB thing sound like it happened all the time. But it just
So
happens
somebody
once.
in the comments was asking about the subpoena for her bodyguard. And I made the post, and then somebody questioned, like, oh, well, isn't her driver her bodyguard? And I was like, oh, shoot, I didn't even double check that. I since double checked because I was like, do I need to make a correction video to like follow up on that? And I did whatever I could. I, again, did my best to triple check, and I could not find any records that showed that the names that she had on the disclosures included anybody who was listed as a bodyguard, a guard, a security guard. None of those words came to fruition in the searches. And the 3 names that were associated with being a driver, I dropped all of them into IMDb, and they all came up as transportation. So they are union affiliated workers, which means they're Teamsters. And whether they're part of 399 or 817, couldn't tell you. I just know that they are credited as transportation on the set of other movies. And I don't think we have a name of the bodyguard that is now, or has
Baldy?
at least now been seen with Dakota Johnson.
Kevin.
What is his last name? Do we know?
Yeah, it's on the disclosures.
So wait a minute. So
Oh,
you
he
are
is?
saying Kevin is Baldy?
Yeah,
Kevin Alexander?
I would say that it is because it says BL's driver. Yeah.
But he comes up as transportation, and if he's a union worker, because the bodyguard is usually not a union worker.
There's several. There's Kevin Alexander, Brian
Joseph.
Porrette,
Yeah, and Joseph Rosario.
and Joseph Rosario, but there's one more. Hold on.
But all three of those come back as transportation specifically, which means they're union employees. Usually, because he's not a driver. He's not driving her in any of those video clips or photos, which is why
I said that he had been.
Okay, whoa. What? I
Carol,
got
what you said?
Huh?
Oh, never mind. Your mouth is full. I was just saying. I heard from somebody that they did see the baldy guy be a driver.
But I don't think that because he's not union. He's not those are Teamsters. Those are specifically film industry.
Remember the allegation she made about Justin talking about his like history of non-consent kind of situation, that story. So in the original story, she says it was her driver and her assistant and her, and then he heard her and then turned to her and said, "You should never ever be alone with him ever again," right?
Yeah.
But she shares a text in July of 2024, and in it she's relaying the story to whoever she's relaying to, and she says, "My security guard and my assistant and me." So that's when I ask people, why did she say it was a driver earlier in the paragraph, but when she's texting somebody, she says it's a security guard? And then that's when they said to me, well, because her security guard served as her driver as well. And I was like, well, what good of a security guard is that? What if he needs to get out of there and like protect her in a different way? If he's driving, how can he do that? But that's what people responded back to me, that he also served as a driver and that they had seen footage.
But I think with It Ends With Us, because it's a movie set and it's not her personal off time, like he might be a driver for her when she's not on set. But because I also looked at the contracts with the unions, and it is severely frowned upon to not use the union drivers. And in the clips that I could find, he's not specifically driving. He's escorting her to the car. He's with her before she gets in the car, but he's not specifically the driver, which would align with the contract expectations.
There's a video in Receipts Timeline Proof where he opens her door and then walks around and gets in the driver's seat.
Okay.
And that's the bald guy. That I don't know what his name is, but that's the bald guy. And Receipts Timeline Proof posted about it.
Okay.
You have to go through her post.
But then I'm like, why would he be listed in IMDb? Because that would make me think.
Wait, he is? Let me see.
Yeah.
All I know is like the only one that she lists as Teamster is one driver. The other two drivers, she doesn't put Teamster driver in front of it. She only puts one person and she writes Teamster driver. And if they were all Teamster drivers, why did she specify that one guy was a Teamster driver? Is it because he's the only person of color? Do you want to just get it? Sorry.
Well, but so the reason why I even questioned it being him is because if he was there, he wasn't just her driver. He was actually with her on set. He was like with her while she was filming, type of a thing, because he's always within like 15 feet of her off camera whenever she's filming, which is why I'm like, he can't possibly be just the driver or referred to as just the driver in this situation. And again,
see so many Kevin Alexanders. How did you know which one?
Because you click into whatever they're credited with, and he's credited as transportation department. And I mean, if he's credited as something else, I mean, there's a producer, there's an editorial department.
Because there's so many Kevin Alexanders. So I was like, how did you know which one?
Just the ones that are associated with transportation department. Because I mean, the other thing is that, you know, what I was also looking for, is there a Kevin Alexander that's credited as guard or security or whatever in here?
Because I
No.
mean, if you're saying that he's in IMDb, wouldn't you have him in IMDb if it ends with us? He's not in it ends with us IMDb.
Right.
So how did you know it was the right person? Because there were so many Kevin Alexanders when I looked all of them up on IMDb. How did you know it was the right one?
No, just finding out like what any of the Kevin Alexanders are credited with, and the only ones that fit are the transportation department.
Oh, gotcha. So, see, to me, I would look up if they were attached to It Ends With Us. And the only driver that I could see was not attached to it. They were attached to Everything Everywhere All at Once in 2022. And then this person was like Beverly Hills Cop. So I don't think it's the right people. So I don't think Kevin Alexander is on IMDb. I don't think so.
I'm like, there was somebody who also had a link, and I don't know why I didn't keep this one either. Would you knock it off? My God. He drives me nuts all the time. Somebody posted a link to there's, how do I put this? It's like an Airbnb site, but for security guards. And they had his profile, but they didn't have a name even in those profiles. They give like the cities that they're available. And so celebrities can go in there and be like, that's I need a person when I'm in this city on these dates. And then they basically they can arrange for that specific security guard. So I was like, I was hoping I could find that website again to see if maybe if they've got new information in there for him, but I can't find where it was.
Hey guys, just changing the subject real quick, just to let everybody know that I'm linking the downloadable PDF of the X comments on the website. The X comment websites that we screenshotted earlier, I'm linking the PDF to the website, so you guys can download it if you guys want to go through those text messages.
Nice. Thank you so much. Kevin Alexander, security consultant at Alexander Protective Services. That can't be it. Okay. Celebrity protections. I mean, obviously the bodyguard has to be hard to find. He would not be a good security guard if he was easy to find.
Can I ask for you guys' input?
Yes.
On the videos of TikTok that the group, you know, Justin Baldoni, Jamie Heath, Jennifer Abel, that they share and exchange, would you guys want to see that under the TikTok content or like linked under that exhibit of that video?
Linked.
Okay.
Also, but at the same time, if possible, can we save it just in case they delete it?
Oh, it's all going to live on the site.
Okay.
Yeah. So I'll put it on the site so it lives on the site, not on TikTok, and you'll be able to watch it whether you have TikTok or not.
Yeah, because one of the things that I've found through this case is even if you think it doesn't matter, it matters. Mm-hmm. So save them. So I do think Kevin Alexander's probably Baldy. I really do. Here's my question to you. After reading everything that we read, do you think that if Colleen Hoover came back to Justin, that I'm so sorry, I just felt really like my back was against the wall, like I didn't mean to betray you. I didn't mean to hurt you. I didn't know what to do. Would you ever trust her again?
No.
Like, I think he could accept her friendship again, but I don't think he could ever trust her again.
Well, and I was about to comment as myself, and then I'm like, wait, we're talking about Justin. And after my little exploration of Garfield and realizing like how much of their faith comes through and how they navigated like the villains in Garfield, I'm kind of like, because they're very much about like, don't throw the baby out with the bathwater. And even when it came to the main villain, the lead villain in Garfield, even when it came to a point where they could have, you know, otherwise walked away and washed their hands of everything, they were like, nope, we've got you. They weren't willing to be like, and I think that's the underlying reason why they have moved the way that they have, because there's kind of like this preservation of human dignity behind everything. Like, for as mad as they have been, for as betrayed as they have been, for as much conflict, struggle, and like grief that has come out of this, they like they haven't melted down into like, oh, this, you know, it's not the typical situation where you would see other groups of people, or men especially, devolve into this like massive hatred and just pure rage and vitriol for a person. And so even where we're at right now, there's still kind of like, so I don't think it's necessarily that they would ever come back and be like, oh, we're friends, we're best buddies. I think it's more like, I'll say hi to them if I have to pass them.
Yeah.
Okay. Confirmed. He's only doing this because I have a cookie up here. So he's not actually sad for any like reason you should be feeling sorry for him.
I definitely don't. I think his faith will call him to forgive her, but I always say forgiveness is about the past, trust is about the future. And I don't know if you can ever trust a person that did that to you ever again. I mean, it does a real big number to someone who's very trusting. As a person who comes from a place that tends to be very trusting, it doesn't destroy me as a person when somebody ends up being trustworthy. I mean, untrustworthy, because that's still on them. That's their issue if they're untrustworthy. However, like it does make you go, I can never ever trust this person again. Like, the betrayal is so high. I could never ever trust her again.
And I think that kind of is behind some of the grief that he is, like, you can feel the grief that he has when people have asked him like, oh, what about the sequel? And he's kind of like, And I think it's because he knows that, like, even if they can come to the other side of this whole thing, he can't ever walk back into a relationship with Colleen like he had in the beginning. Like, I think it's this big of a betrayal that even as kind, generous, and compassionate as he is, he's like, never again.
Yeah. Y'alls. Well,
This was a lot. I mean, I got kind of emotional in that part where he just feels like everyone's surprising him. Yeah, because he's kind of like shocked. Like, I can't believe Sony said this. Sony did this. And
the Isabella text got me.
Isabella.
Now she won't even say my name. This is a text she sent me, and now she can't even say my name.
Yeah. I think more so the messages also kind of show that they weren't putting out anything negative.
Yeah.
I mean, they were saying like,
here is what I will say, Karol. Somebody will come back and say, Justin and Jamie may not have known that Melissa Nathan was dropping. So one of the biggest theories that Melissa Nathan was doing some stuff behind
It
the
doesn't
scenes.
matter, but it doesn't matter because at the end of the day, Blake Lively had Jennifer Abel's phone, like, without any kind of red tape.
And also, if these are exactly the text messages that Blake Lively, oh, actually, I should look at what the coding is on the bottom. The point is, they had this. Van Zandt had this, so she can no longer. This is what I'm saying. It's off the table. I used to say that she could have thrown Stephanie Jones under the bus and claimed I did not know. She this is the stuff she gave me, but now she can't say that now, because if Van Zandt had this the whole time, that means Blake had it, and so she can't turn around and say that now. And so okay, attachment 3 was Nathan. Attachment 4. I mean, not 4. Attachment 5. Attachment 5. Attachment 5 was Baldoni. Attachment was Heath. And then okay.
What you find?
Sorry. The metadata section, JW. JW 000198. And then it's under BL-000000289.
Jones works.
Jones works. So at the end of the day, the one thing that I thought could save Blake Lively is out the stinking window. She absolutely knew there was no smear campaign. She knew there was no smear campaign. She can't say now, like, she gave me some curated stuff that I didn't know. She knew. And that makes her extra devious to me. She was already devious in my mind. I'm gonna have a field day on writing a new song. That's for sure. You conniving little. No. I might write one about Colleen Hoover. Oh man, I'm so mad. So mad. The thing is, I already knew this. In my heart of hearts, I already knew this. But seeing it with my own eyes, I don't know. Y'all, I do need to I need to make some videos. I need to also like process this. So I don't know if y'all want to keep on going. Maybe Raven can start a live and Karol, you can go with her, but I'm peacing out for the night.
You guys probably are creating content now on it. What I'll do is I'm going to post all this stuff, all the links that are in the text message on the website, so you guys have access to it. So give me a few minutes and you guys will have access to it. And thanks everyone for joining us. And Raven, hopefully you got to share some of your thoughts on here. Sorry we didn't look up sooner.
Oh no, it's what happens is I promise you there's some sort of audio delay. So when I hear you finish the question, do you have something to say? I reach up to unmute, and by the time I hit the unmute button, you guys are like, anyways, da 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 da, and I'm like,
oh, I'm so bad at this. Okay, I think I just got swept up in how much was also being unleashed, and I was trying to keep up with the comments and also download it on here. So I will be more conscious of that going forward.
but I don't think it's because you guys are intending to. I think it's because, like I said, there's some sort of delay. So when I finish hearing the question, like you guys have already heard dead air. And so by the time I unmute, you guys are like, oh, she's not going to answer. Click.
Yeah. Oh my gosh. Oh, so guys, make sure to follow everybody that's on here. And the website is docketupdates.com, and you're going to go to latest news, and that's going to be the latest filing. Is going to show those, what we read right now, and I'm going to link everything on there. Bocce's going to make some content for you guys. I'm sure Raven has a bunch of new content for you guys based on this. And then Sarah, thanks for clarifying the law stuff for us. And the last thing that people want you to post about Bocce is the black actor that everybody was on board with, the script writer Christy Hall, Colleen, Justin,
I will also
like upon information and belief.
also we want to say this. I want to remind people this. If you could double check your follower list, especially if you're a content creator, if you could check your follow list and make sure that any Ryan Reynolds like fake account, like like block them, because someone brought up how interesting these particular fake Ryan Reynolds accounts, how intentional the follow list seems to be. And so because of that, block them. Now, obviously that doesn't guarantee that they're not following you and something that doesn't seem so obvious, but block them. Especially if you're a content creator. All right, with that said, have a great day. We hope to see you for another present, maybe tomorrow or maybe Wednesday. I cannot wait. All right, bye.
Bye, everyone. Thank you.